Welcome, everybody, to We Geek Podcast. Today is June 18th, 2020. And as always, I'm Adam, joined by my good friend Logan.
Hello.
And how's your week been, man?
Another week. It's, same old,
Yep.
same old much anymore.
Yeah. Yep.
It's, not great, not bad. It's just, it's how it is for the foreseeable future. But,
Yeah.
Yeah. You get by.
Yep. Exactly.
Been living in Skyrim, basically.
Yeah, man. So let's talk about that. So,
Oh.
so recently you told me that you wanted to get crazy.
Yeah, I decided, well, here was my problem. I had platinumed the 7 remake, and it was not terribly difficult or all that time consuming. I think it took me 70 some hours, which is not crazy.
Right.
And I was like, cool, this was fun. I did that. And then, you were like, hey, you should check out Persona. And so I said from the out, I was like, cool, I want to platinum this, but it'll probably take me like 2 or 3 plays, and I did it in 1. So that gave me this ridiculous complex of like, well, I am now, trophy king again. So
Unstoppable.
I was like, I can do anything. So
Are you going to get Hannah Montana Wii or PlayStation games from...
not again. No, I used to. I did, and I think that's why I can't, because I did all those already.
Oh, there you go.
Oh yeah. Oh no, I did all of those. Oh yeah, all the ones that are like, these are really easy, but they're literally there just to pad the numbers. Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I did all those. Oh yeah.
That's great.
So then I was looking through like, what do I have that's doable? Because some of them, anything that has like multiplayer trophies is out. I'm terrible at multiplayer. There's no way. Like those are just out. So it's like, all right, single player only. What do I have that I could go through and do? Oh, hey, there's Skyrim, because I'm a moron like that.
Right. Oh, man.
It's
Hey, that's
just
a world to get lost in.
it is, and especially with the PS4 edition is like the complete edition or whatever the hell it was, and it was something that I think I picked up on sale for like $12 or something. It was one of those sales.
Yeah.
So it's got the Dragonborn DLC and all the there were 3 expansions, I think.
Yeah.
Although I think 1 was basically just you can build a house, not just buy one but build them too. But
right. There was a funny Twitter thing that went back a long time ago about how someone adopted a child on accident in Skyrim.
Yeah. Yep,
It's great.
You can do that. That is a thing you can do.
Yeah. They had to protect it at all costs, and then they realized they didn't have the house big enough so they could adopt the child, so then they had to go do this, and they had to go with that, and they had to get a pet, and it was funny. But anyway, sorry.
But so that's what I've been doing. Luckily, though, I've gotten it down almost to just the grind. The only quest line trophies I still have to do are either the Stormcloak / Empire quest line, whichever one of those. But that's really just pick one and go through the quest line. I don't remember, though, at the little peace council, I don't remember who I gave what to. So I'm gonna have to save before I choose my allegiance in case I pick the wrong one, and because if I pick whichever side, and I think is it only if you pick the Empire? I don't remember. I don't know if you can break it both ways, but I know you can break it one way, that one of these trophies you can't get because you would have to liberate one of the forts, and if you gave them both to the side that you're actually playing as, obviously you can't liberate them because they already have them.
Right.
So it breaks that trophy. So I'll save before, like I'll have a different save before I choose. That way, if I get to the end and realize, oh hey, I picked the wrong one, then I can just go back and reload that save and go the other way. But between that and the grind, these grinding trophies, it's level 50 is a pain to get to. It's hell. Like I'm at 130 some hours and I'm only at like level 35.
Wow.
It's wild because you have to. Because I haven't been doing a lot of skills at one time. Like I was just going, basically just blocking heavy armor and one-handed. Because I'm a standard sword and board. Nothing fancy, nothing special. And that got me up to. I got my one-handed up to level 100, and that was a trophy. But so now I have to go through and do. All the different magics and build them up, and the light armor. my sneak and my lockpicking and stuff are decent because I did all the Thieves Guild quest lines. But
yeah, I think dude, my problem with that game is I'm like, okay, I want to go down this path. But wait a second, I hear Conjuring's pretty OP. I want to try that. Oh, suddenly I'm unlocking all this stuff, and then I'm like, hey, wonder what bow and arrow is like, because my friends are telling me that's the way you gotta play, is the bow and arrow. And then I go down that path, and I'm like, I kind of like magic, but I kind of like sword and board. And then 100 hours later, I haven't made it out of the second city.
yeah, no, that's fair. That's very, very fair.
Oh man, but it's great. Skyrim, top 5 games for me of all time for sure.
Well, because I mean, you never
music.
You're never done with it. Like I'm still finding stuff to do. Because I remember I had, and this is almost a cheat because I did platinum the PS3 version, but but they were different. There was a difference in trophies.
Yeah,
something's changed between the 3 and 4, but I did not do anything near what I've done this time around.
Yeah,
like not even close. It was just over 100 hours that time.
Yeah.
And that was like the end of everything I could find. Now I'm still just digging through stuff, and I don't even know how many side quests I have on that menu, and God only knows how many of the little like miscellaneous stuff. That's like 4 pages long,
right,
of stuff still to do. And I'm just it's
now are a lot of the trophies with those like little missions?
Not many.
Okay.
Most of them are story and like primary side quest base. Dark Brotherhood, Thieves Guild, Empire / Stormcloak.
Gotcha. So the main guilds, the main stories. Right. Gotcha. Okay. That makes sense.
And then there's like the little side ones: get married, escape from jail, level 50, have one skill at level 100. 100,000. You have to have 100,000 gold at one point, which is it's a pain if you buy things. As long as like you can stay on a budget and just keep grinding through quests, you'll be fine.
I imagine there's probably an easy way to cheese that.
The Thieves Guild, not the Thieves Guild, the Dark Brotherhood story questline helps because the last one gives you 20 grand.
Yeah.
And then just don't get, and then just like, okay, and then the very next mission you turn around and spend it. Well, just don't play that mission yet. Right. It's the easy solution. But you pick up you go through, the best way to do it is to just keep going through quests and loot everything, because you pick up so much crap. And then you have to turn around and sell it. It's really just clear a dungeon, sell your stuff. Clear a dungeon, sell your stuff. Which is fine because you have all these other trophies to grind too. The one that is really going to suck, the one that I'm really not looking forward to because I know I'm going to screw something up somewhere, is you have to read 50 skill books. And those are just the ones that you just find out in the world somewhere, and you read it and you're like, oh, your block increased to level 48. And it's like, oh, these, great. So
I'm sure there's a guide that can help you through the skill books for sure. And
the biggest thing is, and it's it's kind of the thing I've noticed with a lot of these trophies, and especially with the grind to 50, a lot of these things are just just clear dungeons, and you'll find a lot of this crap along the way.
Okay.
It's like, here's all the dungeons, just go through and clear them.
Yeah.
So that's really just going to be, because I will probably hit my level 50 will probably be my last one.
Oh, okay.
Given everything else. Because like I said, I still have to do the Stormcloak, because I'm probably going to join the Stormcloaks and go down that road. But that's the only like quest line one I still have to do.
A lot of history on that road.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding.
Oh man, you got me want to play Skyrim again.
It's so good, and it's cheap too. What is it on a PS Store? Like $15?
I have it. I have it on my refrigerator at this point. I'm pretty sure I have it on the Switch, PlayStation, PC. If I had an Xbox, I'm pretty sure I purchased it on that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's on. Is it on Game Pass? I feel like at some point it was on Game Pass.
I'm honestly shocked it's not on iOS. At this point, I think it could run it if it wanted to.
Isn't it? I thought it was.
I think they have like the Skyrim, whatever you call it, the free to play game, the swords or whatever.
Oh, Blades.
Blades. I'm sorry, I was way off.
Yeah.
but,
6-1.
but right. But Blades. They have that, but I don't think they have.
No, it's not on iOS.
Guaranteed, somewhere down the road they'll announce it. The iPad 100% could play Skyrim.
Oh yeah, no question.
Yeah,
no question at all.
So I'm shocked that they've had some rough times, that studio. I think as a joke, if people weren't so critical of them right now, I think it would be totally a funny thing for them to be like, during an E3 conference next year or something, to kind of tease Skyrim on another thing and be like, it's on iOS for real though. Like, go enjoy it. Which, dude, I play KOTOR on iOS. I totally play Skyrim on iOS.
No, I don't think it's a crazy ask at all, really.
Especially because you can use a controller now and everything. So. Yeah. But anyway,
now the only thing Elder Scrolls that's on Game Pass is actually online.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. That's a big game, man. That's I'm surprised the Old Republic isn't on consoles. They were able to figure out Elder Scrolls Online, and Star Wars: The Old Republic is very close to that with how it plays.
Yeah, I have a feeling it's just an EA thing,
It's gotta be at this point.
The thing that kills me, and it really, really bothers me, is there is no version of any Command and Conquer game available for Mac OS. And I hate that. Like, that drives me crazy.
That's weird.
Yeah.
I've never played it on a Mac. Is that what did it use to?
No, it'd be the same as PC.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, it wouldn't be any. I mean, it's just computer game. It wouldn't be.
Microsoft owns it now, right?
No, it's EA.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, and it's always made me crazy that there wasn't one of those, like the collection that they did that had all of them on it. That's like $20.
Because Blizzard's always been like, hey, here's our games on Mac too.
Yeah, but it's like this would. I can't imagine it's really that. It's so difficult to do that it wouldn't be worth it, because I was looking forward to the remastered collection that they did with Command and Conquer and Red Alert. But, again, not on OS. It's PC only.
You'd be surprised how close the Mac OS is now compared to Windows.
I'm sure.
Yeah, it's not that, like, they should totally be able to. If Blizzard can put all of their games on it, so should they. They should totally be able to do that.
But, EA just not giving people what they want. Gee, there's a headline for you. There's something new.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, it's weird. They have the ability to really, I don't know, to do something great, and I feel like they fuck it up every time. Yeah. And that's the other thing. Like I was saying, the Old Republic. As much as I would love that on consoles, that game is nothing but there's a million things you can spend money on in that game.
Oh, sure.
Like a million cosmetic things. That's why I'm shocked they haven't put it on console, because there's so many people out there who'd be like, yeah, I want to buy that for my house on Coruscant. I want to buy this for, hey, I want the Ewok companion. All this other thing, all these things you can purchase for like $10. I'm shocked they haven't put that on consoles. I honestly thought we might hear something this year or next year, but I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah.
Because they keep putting expansions out, so I don't know. But anyway, you're making me want to play Skyrim again.
It's I can't tell you not to. Like I've put in so damn much time on this right now. I am just trying to find. I was like, let me just play something that I can dip a little bit into. I'm coming right off of Persona 5 Royal, and I dove into Skyrim. What the hell is wrong with me? Like, I've gone nuts.
You're in a mood to play these big old games. I don't blame you.
I guess. I don't know.
What's next? You're gonna play Dragon Age?
No, I've never actually enjoyed Dragon Age. I've tried, and they're like so many of them are on either EA Access or Game Pass.
Yeah.
I've never been a fan.
Well, you ever play Baldur's Gate? I'm not Baldur's Gate. I'm sorry. Who are the people that are doing Baldur's Gate? God, what is it called?
You asked me too quick. I knew that once upon a time.
Levian Studios. What's their name?
Is that not it?
Hold on. I am totally butchering this name here. Sorry, hold on. Let me get back. Larian Studios, is that it?
Yeah. Yeah, I got it here. Larian Studios.
Yeah. What's the game? It wasn't Baldur's Gate that they did. Divinity Original Sin. Have you ever thought about a game like that?
I've heard about it because I've heard you talk about it.
Yes.
I don't know. I might look into it.
I don't. It's on console. I know that. It's probably better on. It's way better clicking.
Like, yeah, I imagine.
Yeah, but man, if you want that game is so D&D. Like everything you do in that game is D&D. And what's great about it is most games it's so set. You have this characters. You have these things you can do. You can't really get out of that box. Where this is like, well, what happens if I set that part of the ground on fire? Oh my God, the curtains are on fire. Oh my God, I just unlocked this thing and I've also killed the 3 enemies. Instead of just going, hey, let me shoot them. It's like you can play with the environment. You can play with everything is D&D in those games to where when you're playing the character that is undead, all of the poison in the game heals you. So you have to play the game completely different. Yeah. So you're trying to get poison. You're trying to get all this stuff because that's the only way you can heal, because if you take a potion, it hurts you. All sorts of wackiness. That is a game that you could dive into for hours.
I bet.
And I think they just announced recently that the early access, I believe, is August for that, for not Divinity Original Sins, but Baldur's Gate 3.
For the next Baldur's Gate, yeah.
For the next Baldur's Gate, which I'm pretty excited for.
Nice.
They showed a lot of that off today. And man, I am excited. There's some stills from that game. I'll send a link to you so you can look at them. But you got teleporting spiders and the Underdark and all of this deep D&D lore that is just fantastic. I'll send you the link so you can look at it. But I cannot wait for that game.
Nice.
Yeah.
God, sorry, I have to try not to fall down a rabbit hole because I was going to look up and see where what Divinity Original Sin was on the PlayStation Store, and they're running a what they're calling a remasters and retro sale.
Yeah.
So any of the how they've done the PS2 on PS4 games and stuff like that. Yeah. Those are all cheap. Anything that's been a remake is cheaper. The Resident Evil 2 remake, the deluxe edition, is $23. Call of Duty Modern Warfare remastered is $16. The Crash Insane trilogy is down to $20. There's
Resident Evil 4 is $8. Sleeping Dogs is $4.49. That is a steal.
Holy crap! Yes, get it. God, because that game was fantastic.
Yes,
that game was so good.
Oh yeah, Bloodstained Ritual of the Nights, $20. That's a pretty fun game.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Burnout Paradise.
That's the whole big everything edition. It's $10. Yeah, there's so much on there. God, I'll get lost on that. I gotta.
Did you go to the what was it? playr.gg/EA.
I did. It was broken when I went to it, so I'll try it again later.
Yeah, if you go to, you gotta do it within the next 15 hours. So hopefully, if you're listening to this in the next 15 hours, that this is going up. You put in the code EA Live. And I'm sorry, EA Plays Live.
Play singular.
Oh yeah, EA Play Live. So you get to pick a free game. I picked Battlefield 5, so I guess it gives you 10,000 tickets to. I don't know. They'll probably send you an email if you win a game or not. So it'd be worth it. But yeah, dude, there's a ton of games in this.
I didn't know there was a Divinity Original Sin 2.
Yes, that's the one that I played.
Okay.
Divinity Original Sin 2 is the one where it's you can pick all the different characters. It's definitely a big step up from the first one.
Right.
From what I was looking at with trailers and stuff. The second one's what got me into the series. And what got me into the series was this one character. I'll send you information on him later. Well, he was the undead character. And the idea that you had to rip people's faces off to wear them in order for them to talk to you, because they won't talk to a dead person. And since you're undead, you can unlock anything in the game. So, like, you don't have to worry about your keys. And in the game, you basically roll your dice for what stats you have. It is Dungeons and Dragons, the game. It is as close as you will ever get to it. Same with Baldur's Gate. That's why they got the license to Baldur's Gate, is because the people at D&D, they said, hey, those people love us. They clearly are in love with our product. We want them to do the next Baldur's Gates. And so that's what it was. They saw them do this game, Divinity Original Sin, and they were like, we want you to do the next Baldur's Gate. And so it just looks like it's going to be more of that, more of the fun, more of the, you literally have to roll your dice to see if, there's a chance and whatnot, if you're going to attack somebody, if they get hit with a certain amount, all that good stuff. It does it all behind the scenes, but it is just the creative ways you can get out of situations. And I'll spoil one little thing. Talk to the animals, because sometimes they talk back and they give you stuff if you help them.
Nice.
And you could go through the whole game and not know that, but
sure.
Yeah, if you help like this cat throughout the island, you realize like he's there for a reason. He has his own story, and if you do, you get something really good at the end. So like all kind of crazy stuff. I don't know. I love that game. Now, I don't know how it would be on console. Might be a little clumsy going around the menus. That's the only thing I can think of. But It is amazing. Yeah, it is so good.
Yeah, it's still $60 on the PlayStation Store.
Oof. So yeah, get that at GameStop. It's 100% going to be half that price if you buy it in the store. Yeah, I think I saw it on GameStop for like $30.
Nice.
Let's see here. $20 at Best Buy. So if you really want this, you can just order it online. $14 on GOG. If you have a computer.
Nice. And there is an OS version of this too. I might look into that.
Yeah. Make sure your computer can play it. I know it's with the fire effects and everything, it can be a lot. But yeah, new. This thing is $20. It's $19.99 on PlayStation 4. On Yeah, so like if you go to GameStop, it's $19.99, and same with Best Buy, it's $19.99. So
nice. Yeah, I'll pick that up. I'll pick that up for Xbox because my disc drive.
Yeah. There you go.
But,
and I don't know. Check it out. Check out the menus. Check out the reviews. See if that's gonna hinder you. But, dude, it's a ton of fun. That is a game you can get lost in. And depending on what character you pick is depending on how difficult it's going to be, all that sorts of thing. I highly recommend also is picking a already created character and not create your own, because you get the voice dialogue and all that good stuff with it.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I said, I picked the skeleton, which apparently is the hardest one to play because like literally all the rules are reversed with how he works. But he's hilarious. He's great. He is, I don't know how to explain him, but he's very showbiz when he talks.
Okay.
He's like, I've been dead for 9,000 years and I used to rule the world. And like, he's ridiculous. Yeah. So I'll send you a trailer or something later about it. But yeah, the game is so much fun.
Nice. Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Always down for cool stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But I keep trying to find the Ring Fit Adventure for Switch, and it says it goes up in stock and then it's gone instantly. I know I talked about this I think last time too. But it's like every time I go look, it's like, oh, this is in stock. I'm gonna add it to my cart. Cool, you've added it to your cart. Great, I'm gonna check out. Oh, sorry, you can't do that. We're taking this out of your cart now.
Wow.
Because it's like, this isn't here anymore. It's like, God, you guys just restocked this like 4 minutes ago. What the?
Yeah. Yeah, I hear PlayStation. There's so many things right now that are super hard to get.
Well, I mean, it's production issues.
Yeah.
And that's just how it is.
Yeah. Yeah, I was looking around and online today, and like a few of the groups I'm in, people are like, "Why can't I find a PlayStation right now?" And I guess just like the Switch, it's just super hard. Everyone's inside. Yeah.
But
it'd
it'd be like that.
Yep.
Oh, the that whole little like Switch minigame collection came out the other day too.
Okay.
That thing that had, like the battleship and boxing and all that little stuff, that came out the other day.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
What is it? 50 the games club or something? I can't remember.
Yes.
I got to look it up. I can't remember what it was called.
Yeah.
I'm never going to be able to find it.
It was like a Clubhouse game.
Yeah.
Yeah, just look Switch Clubhouse game.
That was it.
Yeah, it's called Nintendo Switch Clubhouse Games 51 Worldwide Classics for Nintendo. Yep.
Yeah, there's all kinds of crap.
Yeah, I was talking to my friend about that. That's all she does is play games, Rummy, all those games like that. So I was like, we got to get that.
And it's only what, like $40, isn't it? 40, 50? It's not a full $60 game.
Yep, exactly.
Which I think is perfect. Fantastic, because that's all it needs to be.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Give people something to tide them over until Cyberpunk comes out in November now, because they've moved it.
Yeah.
Which is a bummer.
Yeah.
But I get it. They're not. My hat off to them for saying, you know what, this game isn't done. We're not going to give you a crap project.
Right. Yeah, because it was September it should have come out.
April.
April,
then September, now November.
Yeah, I mean it's basically a launch title at this point.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. I think that kind of confirmed what console I guess I'm getting it for, or I know with Xbox, if you got it on Xbox One, you got it on the new one, but PlayStation apparently it's not like that. Apparently they don't have the, what do you call it? What did Xbox called it? Smart delivery?
Yeah, but if you notice, there's a lot of fine print with that.
That's true. But I guess I should say, please look into that before it comes out.
Right.
That would suck if you got it on the PlayStation 4 and it's not free to upgrade digitally or whatever with the PlayStation 5.
But here's the thing with that, though. I don't think it's a free upgrade, is it? I don't think that's how theirs works. It's like
Xbox is a free upgrade. It's basically if you play it, if you purchase it on the Xbox One, you get it for the Xbox Series, whatever this is, the new one, right? You buy it one place and you own the game.
Okay, let me see. But
at least that's what I understood the smart delivery was.
Shit, a few more details. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into this because I remember there was a thing with Madden where it was like, you can only do that if you buy the game like within a certain launch window, and then you're only able to upgrade it during the new Xbox. I totally forgot what the hell it was called. This like launch-ish window. It's not an eternal thing. And now I'm saying I don't know if that's just for that or not. But that's what I'm saying. There was a lot of confusing fine print because they made a big deal about if you buy Madden on an Xbox One, you can upgrade it to the Series X with smart delivery. And there was all kinds of crazy fine print that like if you bought it like during the first 3 months, then there was this first 3 months of 2021 where you could upgrade it. And that was it. It was
okay. That makes sense. Okay, so I guess they have a list here, a list of games that will use smart delivery: Halo Infinite, Cyberpunk, Assassin's Creed, Valhalla, Destiny 5, Dirt 5, Scarlet Nexus, Chores, Vampire the Masquerade, Bloodlines 2. That's a very confusing title. Yakuza Like a Dragon, The Ascent, Call of the Sea, Gears 5, Second Extinction, Metal, Hellsinger, and Metal Gear Solid Remake. Just kidding about that last one. Yeah, I guess it might be like how PlayStation announced GTA 5 free on the PlayStation 5. That's how I imagine they'll have to do it for some games if they do that, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But it looks like Sony came out and said that it's reported they won't be having that same upgrade program, cross-generation upgrade program.
Which I don't hate. I mean, I think this is Yeah, I mean, this is neat, but it's only good for like a year. You know,
Just give me legitimate backwards compatibility, so that if I bought Spider-Man on PlayStation 4, I can play it on my PlayStation 5.
exactly.
That's all I ask.
I will take that trade off.
Yes.
I don't need to hear that I, I would rather, because I'm also curious. Well, never mind, because Xbox has always been good about backwards compatibility, so that's not a problem. But
They're way ahead of the game. Yeah.
oh yeah, they always have been with that. But that's, I would rather have, just give me that. Just, hey, if you, whatever you have, whatever you've bought, whatever discs you own or games digitally in your library, you can just play them on PS5. There
Right.
won't be, and put out the thing, there's not going to be any upscaling, they're not going to be better versions, but they are going to run. That's fine. That's all I want. That's all I need.
Yeah.
You don't have to promise me anything other than you can play them. Done. I'm good with that. I don't care.
Right. Right.
But,
Do we know if Nintendo's going to be doing some sort of E3 thing in the next few weeks? Or...
I'm not sure. I think they did their direct, a few weeks ago, and I think that was probably it. I don't think we'll know until they decide to announce something. Which, if they were going to, they would announce in the next, I would imagine, week or two, wouldn't they?
Yeah, that's what I would imagine. I imagine it would be soon. I mean, we'll talk about what they did a Pokemon one this week, but like a full blown Nintendo,
an actual Nintendo Direct, yeah.
Yeah, I have to imagine it's this summer because that's what they do. E3 they have a big Direct, and we are past that at this point, and we haven't had a big Direct in a while, right?
Yeah, the last one they had some Smash news, I remember.
Right.
But I mean, that's been a couple months.
Right.
It was April?
Yeah.
Has it been that long, maybe? I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. But
yeah it's been a minute.
But also, they don't announce them like months in advance. They give you like a week or two notice.
Yeah. That's true. I imagine we'll get like a whisper here or there like a week ahead of time, or like someone will leak it. Australia or something will be like, hey, this is next week.
The last, here's this one's misleading. I don't like this article because they're like, the last general Nintendo Direct was September 4th, 2019, and I'm like, we've had directs since then. March 26th, right here. There we go. That was the last one.
Right, so we're due for another one this month or next month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we'll get one when we get one, which is fine. Like I'm not worried.
Yeah. Cool. Well, we got a lot of game stuff to talk about if you want to dive into it.
Yeah, we got before we get to the EA Play stuff, we talked about Cyberpunk, So what all happened at the Pokemon Direct? I've only got the one piece of news down here, but we'll talk about the other stuff. They did, they announced Mega Evolutions are coming to Pokemon Go. Did I see that?
Yes, Mega Evolutions are coming to Pokemon Go, so I imagine they're just adding evolutions. We'll have more information on that later. They really just showed a trailer that showed the Mega Evolutions logo.
Yeah.
They have a game for kids, or adults, I guess, called Pokemon Smile. It's not really a game, but it's more of like, it's an augmented reality adventure thing for your phone. So while your kid's brushing their teeth, they are very much entertained by all the Pokemon on the screen, and it like puts a little Pikachu hat on them, and it shows the inside of the mouth.
Yeah.
And when you're scrubbing your mouth, I guess it knows where your toothbrush is, and it's showing you. It's just a toothbrush game to help you guys with brush your teeth.
Sure, it's just
kids will love it.
Exactly, and it's just so that kids it's so that brushing your teeth doesn't feel like a chore for kids.
Exactly, it's fun, and so these type of things have existed forever, and I wish I had it when I was a kid.
Yeah. Yeah, the closest we ever got was like 15 years too late, and it was My Shiny Teeth and Me.
Yes. yeah, exactly. And apparently also that wasn't like the only news. Apparently we're getting like more Pokemon news next week.
Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah, I was looking for an article that had all the information on it. And it's like, hey, by the way, that's not all the news this week. There's apparently going to be more Pokemon news next week. We know there's a lot to take in trainers, but there's still more to come. The company tweeted, blah, 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 keep your eyes out on Pokemon news coming June 24th. Now, if I was a betting man, I would say that's when they're going to have another. They're going to have another. What we just talked about, a Switch.
Like an actual direct.
I didn't even think about that. Why would they say coming on June 24th? So, yeah, I have to keep your eyes peeled next week. We'll definitely talk about it. That's next Wednesday. So we will probably hold off the show until after that to hear what comes out, because I have to imagine that's it. Some of the other things they talked about was a mobile game, an app game called Cafe Mix, which is just a Pokemon game where you go into a cafe and you make a bunch of food. It's free. It's probably one of those free to start, whatever. Check it out if you're into that. You like mix it up. I don't know. You mix up food and stuff and feed them. I have no idea. Not really for me, but I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that love that stuff.
Yeah.
I think they went on a little bit about the Pokemon Sword and Shield expansion. It had a little fighting monkey. I don't know. They talked a little bit about that, but the big news was new Pokemon Snap.
Which is what they're calling it. New Pokemon Snap, which is fine by me. I don't care what they call it. I just want it.
Of course. I would rather this than just a straight up, here's the port.
Yeah. I wouldn't have hated a port, but the fact that they're hey, here's literally new Pokemon Snap. Like, the last one was in June of '99.
It's insane that it was not on a DS.
It's been I'm stunned that it was not a 3DS thing, because I would have thought they would have jumped all over that with the idea of having 3D effects.
Absolutely.
I'm really surprised at that, but they didn't.
Here's the thing. I know it's going to be on the Switch. This should be on iOS as well.
I wouldn't hate that. At all.
There's no reason this should not be on iOS. Because the graphics don't look that crazy. It looks very much, Nintendo has been very smart about how they keep their games it's got a special look to it. Where it'll be timeless.
Exactly. They look great, but they're not graphically intense. They found the way to do animation right. Where it's like, oh, it's cartoony. Yeah, but it's always crisp. It looks, it's always looked good.
Yep, absolutely. So, I imagine, I hope that would be awesome news coming, because that would be like a full-fledged game on iOS. As long as they didn't put a bunch of microtransaction, make it $20 or whatever you're going to put it, I'll totally buy that on that as well. But yes, so new Pokemon Snap was the big news. I personally was never that big of a fan of it on the Nintendo 64, but it has its following. It has a ton of people that love it. And
it's man, present.
Absolutely, yep. And that and Stadium were probably the biggest games outside of the core game that people remember playing. So, it's way overdue. Now that everyone has a camera in their pocket, this is long overdue. Throw in some surprises in there. Give us some updates and some random Pokemon every now and then. That would be really cool. So, yep, that was the big Pokemon news this week. Long overdue for a lot of people.
Yep.
So, that's cool. What other news do we got here? I take a quick drink.
Go for it. Here's something here. Nintendo did apparently has been telling people there's not going to be a Nintendo Direct in June due to COVID-19.
Okay.
They were
what they're talking about.
Probably just like a quick little Pokemon update.
Hey, here's your second Pokemon update in 2 weeks. Right.
Nintendo here, reading this off of, where am I at? VentureBeat. Nintendo was putting together a June event, lining up partners, first-party schedule for the rest of 2020. Big push on Mario because it's been 35 years. But they're saying if whenever they hold a Direct, it probably won't be until the end of summer.
That's see. Here's the thing with the Direct, you literally don't have to, you don't have to be in a studio. You don't you could do all of it from home, I guess. But
right, but I guess I think it's trying to organize everybody and everything, and again, I guess maybe because it's different over in Japan than it is here.
Yeah, that's true.
I wonder if that has anything to do with it. I don't know offhand. I couldn't tell you. But
here in Florida, people are just pretending coronavirus is gone and it's just a thing of the past and it doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
Which is insane. People wear your masks, social distance, Don't go places you don't have to.
Otherwise, we're going to see the numbers of cases and hospitalizations rise. Oh, wait, too late we are.
We are, absolutely. Not only that, but it's going to destroy small businesses even more. Like, of course we need to reopen things, but be smart about it, people. Oh, man, I don't want to get on a soapbox here, but for fuck's sake, I have people that are going to literally lose their business if people keep fucking this up for them.
Yeah.
Like for example, one of my buddies owns he does a food truck. He delivers, he does all this stuff. He's able to work around it. And now that he's actually able to go to places and when he sees people without masks, it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Put your mask on. Like, I want to be able to have business. My buddy who cuts hair, he has his own little one studio now. He literally had to go away from the barber place, rent out his own studio. He wipes it down head to toe whenever someone comes in. Mask the whole time.
Yeah.
He won't be able to do it if our county suddenly is like, look, we have 3,700 new cases this week or today. Then, every day it seems like there's 2,000 plus new cases in our county. So I just can't imagine. I just hope that doesn't happen again. That would be an utter disaster.
Yeah, and that's just at the Performance Center. Oh.
Right. Oh, yeah. What is happening?
Well, it's because WWE has never cared about anything other than business. Let's be honest. For every initiative that they've tried to put out, every be a star, every whatever they've tried to say, their wellness policy has as many holes as a slice of Swiss cheese, and people have gone on record to say that. We can talk about their Saudi Arabia deal, which speaks for itself.
I was just gonna say Saudi Arabia is that big thing looming over them. Like how? Oh my God.
And not just the first time when it was like, hey, by the way, remember how they're kind of not on great terms with the whole like human rights thing, and then when the journalist was found to have basically been the victim of a government-sponsored assassination.
Right.
And they were just kind of like
tiptoeing around that.
Yeah, and they were just kind of like, well, the show must go on. We're just not going to say where it's taking place. It's like, that's not... Oh, geez.
In the hostage situation, that now they're like, oh, you know that thing they tried to lie about? Yeah, it's everything you thought because that's exactly what happened.
Yeah. So now...
They were held at gunpoint. What a disaster.
And, now it's like, well, we're going to use Performance Center enhancement talent. Don't call them NXT superstars or we will stop the taping and correct you over the PA system.
Yep.
Which was some nonsense. Oh, my God. But...
Wait, I didn't hear that.
Oh, yeah. I don't remember who it was that was in the ring. This was a couple weeks ago. Somebody was in the ring cutting a promo. And they just kind of offhand were referencing the quote-unquote crowd that was there and called them NXT superstars. And somebody in the back, whether it was Kevin Dunn or one of the production people, got on the PA and stopped them and said, no, you can't call them that. That's not what they are. They're Performance Center enhancement talent.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, so then they had to cut the promo over again.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's madness.
It's what a disaster.
And then, what was the description of the taping this week? A clusterfuck?
Yeah, I'll be honest, I haven't watched it in weeks.
Here's the thing. We know, we had heard, oh my God, somebody tested positive. Well, of course they did. Nobody there wears a mask for hours at a time. Well, they're not told that they have to wear masks. Okay, let's ask Sami Zayn, the former Intercontinental Champion, who decided, hey, this coronavirus thing is a big deal. I'm not going to put myself in a position to be compromised by this. As the company says they are perfectly respectable of me doing, so I'm going to avail myself of that. And the company said, okay, cool, we're going to strip you of the Intercontinental Championship then, because kind of go fuck yourself.
Right.
So the idea of, well, they weren't specifically told they can't wear masks is just hogwash. I don't buy that for a second. I have no doubt in my mind that it was a thing of like, no, you don't, quote unquote, nobody came up and said don't wear a mask, but I'm sure the implication was very heavy. Mm-hmm. And then people got sick. Who would have ever guessed that would have happened? Oh wait, everybody who in the scientific community has studied this thing.
Yep.
But
it's not a hoax. It's not going away anytime soon, especially if people keep acting up.
No, and my God, all the cell phone carriers went down and 5G went out and people still got sick. So there you go. It's not 5G. But,
right. That was kind of spooky, though. I was like, wait, why is anyone concerned all the towers went out right now?
I had Spectrum. I didn't have a problem.
That's the thing. People with Spectrum were reporting it as well.
Oh, really?
But I guess because, from what I read, obviously T-Mobile shares towers with other carriers.
Yeah.
So when their tower went down, so did the people using that tower.
Yeah.
So you might have Spectrum, AT&T, or whoever, but they share that tower. And so when that tower goes down, they all go down.
That's fair.
And so one affects the other, and that's maybe why there's a problem that there's only like 3 or 4 major carriers, and that everyone else is on their tower and using their tower or using their network. Like, I know, for example, Metro PCS, they use T-Mobile.
Yeah.
Boost uses Sprint.
Yeah.
All of these other little carriers, they just jump onto the main one. Spectrum is another one that I forget who they go
I think
off of.
I think it's Verizon. I think Spectrum's on Verizon towers.
Verizon, yeah. So it's all affects each other. So if someone can figure out a way to take down the biggest one, which I think Sprint T-Mobile is the biggest one right now.
Yeah.
We're fucked.
Yeah.
And so that when I saw that, I was like, oh my god. Now is not the time to take an edible.
No.
This is bad. Yeah. That was a disaster.
You know, you're not wrong.
Can the world not fall apart for like 2 hours?
Maybe not at this particular moment. Right. Can you do this tomorrow, please? Right.
Can there be good news announced? You know, the world is just. Oh man, it has been wild. Yeah, so
or maybe it is the best time to take an edible. You know,
I don't know. If you get anxiety, I don't know. But yeah, man, that was weird. I was like, that's weird. That's really weird. All of them at the same time.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but yeah, thankfully it was just T-Mobile, I guess, and it was clearly a DDoS, and hopefully it wasn't someone trying to test something. So I don't know. It made me weird. That freaked me out. I don't think it had anything to do with the 5G people. They're crazy, but I don't know.
Yeah. People. I hate people. I can't stand
Yeah.
Yeah. But,
absolutely.
We also found out the dates. The Academy Awards have shifted because, of course, they did. Which is, it just makes sense. The ceremony itself will be held April 25th. The nominations will be announced on March 15th. And they shifted the eligibility window 2 full months to the end of February. So I think that's fair enough. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to know what next year's movie schedule is really going to look like. Like January, February, it's going to be wild. It's going to be so weird.
It's going to be very weird.
Yeah.
I can't even think of like some of the big movies that are coming out. I mean, we got Mulan. We got Christopher Nolan's movie.
Yeah, Tenet, which they moved 2 weeks.
Like, we've had no Star Wars announcements.
No, because nobody's working on anything. Universal. Okay, I want to talk about Universal for a second.
Okay.
The original Jurassic Park was a movie about how, some things can go terribly wrong and people shouldn't be invited out in dangerous places. Okay.
Right.
They do 2 more movies of that, and then they do Jurassic World, which was, hey, we're going to reopen this particular business because we've done some slightly upgraded procedures, but this thing is predictably going to go horribly wrong, and it does. Who knew?
Yeah.
So Universal has decided that production on the 6th Jurassic World, on the 3rd Jurassic World movie, or 6th in the Jurassic Park series, will go ahead because they have a $5 million safety plan in place that includes like 150 some odd hand sanitizing stations, and everything will be fine.
Mm-hmm.
If only the people at Universal had watched the movies that were made by the people at Universal, they might understand why this is a bad idea.
Yeah.
There's literally an entire series dedicated to not opening things up before you're supposed to.
Yep. Man, greed will do crazy things.
Man, you ain't lying.
Yeah, it'll. Yeah, and the problem is all these places have to do is go, oh, hey, sign on this dotted line that if you die or get sick, that we are not held accountable. And people will fucking do it.
All you have to do is click here, and by signing up to attend this rally, you forfeit your right to sue us if you catch coronavirus and die.
Oh yeah, man, that whole Tulsa thing. Oh my god. Which, by the way, shout out to HBO for putting Watchmen up for free this weekend, starting tomorrow on Juneteenth. They want it free for everybody to watch. So I think it's only for the weekend. So if you've not seen Watchmen, go stream it. The ideal way is to read the comic, then watch the TV show. But of course, not everybody's into comics. No one has Watchmen ready available, which you totally can get on any iPad or whatever. But anyway, if you have to see the movie before it, totally do. If you don't have access to the comic book or the movie, just watch the show. Ask people questions. I think you can enjoy it without knowing any of the background.
I think so. Yeah.
I think you can. I think to a lot of people it might be a turnoff because they're like, what the fuck is going on? But there's so much meat in there. There's so much of a story with those characters. You can still follow it. Just know it is utterly confusing at first. It's Damon Lindelof. A lot of this stuff's hit or miss with people, but this one is a home run. This one, he took his time. He had a story to tell, and it is a complete story where there is a beginning, middle, and end to it. And so much so that he told HBO, I don't have an idea for a season 2, so we're not doing it until I do, which I think is awesome.
Yeah.
And I think he has an idea for season 2 now, but yeah.
Yeah.
So absolutely go stream it. I'm sure it'll be on one of their services where you can just download the app and watch it, or maybe their website will be for free. I don't know exactly how they're doing it, but check it out. Look online. It's free this weekend.
Yeah, and absolutely worth it. And it's because it's only 9 episodes, I think.
It's 9 episodes.
Yeah, it's 9 hours. You know,
they wanted to do it like the comic, because I believe the comic was 9 comics, 9 panels in each page. That's the Watchmen thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But absolutely worth it. Go check it out. Yeah, good on them for doing that. Very cool.
Yeah. It's very compact. It's very awesome. Just when you think you figured it out, they throw some wrenches in there, and it's really cool.
But it all works. That's one thing I love about that. It's not twists for the sake of twists. It all works really well.
No, they do a very good blend of real history. Like I said, it opens up with the Tulsa massacre, and it blends in the fantasy with the Watchmen story and whatnot. But it's very relevant. It's very much, hey, what if scenario where the country goes one way, police go one way. It's all very relative in wearing the masks and what happens when the police wear the masks and you don't wear the masks, and who can you trust when all these people are wearing masks. And it's very, very relevant to what's happening just outside your window.
Big time.
Yeah, so check that out. HBO Max is awesome to begin with.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I don't understand. It's getting a lot of hate online, and I don't know why. And I don't just mean because they decided Gone with the Wind needed a disclaimer up front. People really seem to not like the platform, and I don't quite understand why.
I love it. The only problem I have with it is it's not on Fire Stick, and it's hard for me to pull up in my Opera browser. But besides that...
Yeah. It's also not on Roku.
I can watch it on my PlayStation. It's not on Roku either. That's weird. They need to figure that out.
It's legal agreement stuff.
Roku and Fire Stick are probably the 2 biggest streaming things besides Apple TV, I guess.
Yeah.
They're cheaper, way more affordable. I think more people probably have them. That's insane that those 2 things. So I was like, I'll pull it up on my Fire Stick. It's not here. Okay, that's weird.
Yeah.
I can pull it up on the Samsung TV. I can pull it up on my PlayStation, so I'm not complaining. But if I only had those options, I'd be like, well, this fucking sucks.
It's something to do with how you can subscribe to HBO through those services, and They haven't worked out a way. They haven't contractually worked out a way to make the money work with Amazon and with Roku yet. They did with Apple, because you used to be able to subscribe to HBO through Apple TV. They worked out something with them so you could have HBO Max on,
So it's like an Amazon thing. That
right.
Makes sense.
Yeah. But so that's what that is. And as soon as that gets settled, whenever it does, then that'll go up on there. But
hopefully they figure that out, because I love the movies on. They got Lord of the Rings. They got a ton of stuff.
Yeah.
I've been watching a lot of HBO Max and Disney Plus. I've been going, for whatever reason, I got a Star Wars kick again. I think it was maybe because we're watching these trailers. I'm listening to the audiobook again about Alphabet Squadron. So
nice.
That's one of my favorite on Audible because of all this. They got the sound effects. Like you're with this squad, and like it's so cool. I absolutely love it. And plus, Alphabet Squadron, the sequel, comes out in like a couple of days, like the 27th, I believe.
God, really?
And I guarantee there are tie-ins in Squadrons. Like 100%. Like the squad that's in Squadrons is named in Alphabet Squadron.
Yeah.
So they're 100% going to tie this. If they would be insane if they don't add those characters, add like, you know, where you can play as the like you can change your character as those characters.
Yeah.
Should we talk about that? Should we just get into that right now? The Squadrons.
We'll get there.
It up? We'll get there. Okay, I'll talk about that in a little bit. But Alphabet Squadron, if you've never used Audible, you can totally do a free 30-day trial, and they give you 2 free audiobooks now. So if you've got like a second email, go use it. You get 2 free audiobooks. Alphabet Squadron is one of my favorite on there. I'm going through it now, and it is a ton of fun. The sequel comes out in a couple of days, so and they plan on 3 of them at least. There's also like tie-in comics, so like that part of the Star Wars books and stuff, they have big plans for, so they're not going away anytime soon. Yeah, I mean the X-Wing TIE Fighter series was massive in the EU. Not only that, but the video games as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that's a big part of the Star Wars, where it's like not necessarily there's no lightsabers and stuff like that, but it does get very much into the lore. Like it very much ties into Luke Skywalker and a ton of that stuff. So it takes place after Return of the Jedi, so it's in that time frame where it's like, hey, Luke Skywalker's the thing, and he's out there, and the Death Star, that all happened, and what happens after that, and what happens to these. This is a big spoiler. It opens up with this: is she's an ex-Empire. She was for the Empire, and obviously, once her and her squad realized that they were doing just really bad shit. Because, you know, in the Star Wars universe, for a while, they were like, hey, we're the good guys. We're trying to bring peace to the galaxy. But then once they saw what happened to some of these planets, just like Alderaan, they're like, wait a second. This isn't what we signed up for.
Yeah.
This isn't bringing peace to the galaxy. And then, of course, they break away. And so it's like, hey, what happens to these people that break away and join the rebellion? And so that's what it is. And it's Alphabet Squadron because it has the Y-Wing, the B-Wing, the A-Wing, all of that stuff. It's the whole alphabet, essentially, which is really cool. So anyway, definitely go listen to that or read the book, whatever you prefer. But I really hope they have those in the game. That would be just – I'm doing a chef kiss because that would be perfect. Absolutely. Nice. Anyway, where were we? We were talking about HBO. Did you see the first look at the Zack Snyder's Justice League?
I didn't. No, I saw that they had put like a little first look thing up, but I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, it's like Wonder Woman looking at a cave, and it has like a drawing of Darkseid. And I don't know. It looks neat.
Okay.
Yeah. Who should have been the bad guy, but they chose Steppenwolf anyway. Won't go into it.
Well.
But yeah. Oh wow, they're gonna make an Animorphs movie.
Oh God, are they really?
That sounds amazing.
You know what? Why the hell not?
Why not? I hope they use really bad CGI though.
It's probably going to be unintentional though, and that's going to be the problem.
Yeah.
Where it's like, God, this looks horrible. Like, remember how it used to? Yeah, but we didn't mean for it to be that way. Oh.
Yeah.
Which is going to be sad, but, you know.
Yeah. Oh, man. All right. Where were we?
Fair enough. We had talked about the Academy Awards. So AMC has announced their reopening plans.
Yeah.
They're starting to reopen theaters on July 15th.
Okay.
And then other theater, they're opening, I think it's because they're doing it in stages. But it's 2 stages. It's like some of them, it's like a third of them, I think, or something like that, are opening on the 15th. It's like 150 some. And then basically the rest of the U.S. ones open up, I think it's like a week later.
Okay. So are masks required?
Not for people, but they are for employees.
Okay.
Unless
I was going to say, how could people eat popcorn?
Right. Unless otherwise stated by local law. Like they have their rules, but they very clearly state, unless
not Orange County.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, no, I just heard today, Orange County in Florida, they starting Saturday, you have to wear a mask if you are in public. Period.
Nice. That's how it ought to be. Because if it had been like that from the start, then everything by now would be okay. But...
Oh yeah, we would be so much better off if people just follow the rules. But Americans,
right.
we gotta. Nope, not me.
Nope, freedom.
Yeah, right, exactly. Jesus. Yeah, no. If we just followed the rules, things would start to open up normally now. But
right. They announced in North Carolina today, because we're getting ready to go into our version of Phase 3 next Friday, but there's a there's a press briefing, I guess is what they're calling them, because they've been doing them like every week or every few days, just as an update. Here's where we are, here's what's going on, blah blah blah. But they said at the one they did today, like next week, they're going to make a decision on whether or not we're actually going to go ahead into Phase 3, because our numbers have been going up. There may be some legislation or something passed about, no, you have to wear a mask. And I really loved our governor, basically just kind of was a parent in the sense of, like, we may not go to Phase 3, we may have to go back to stay at home.
Yeah.
And it was really kind of it just made me think of somebody just being like, I will turn this car around.
Yeah, I mean, that's what's happening in Florida. I saw that the governor of New York was like, hey, we might have to cut off our flights from Florida. And it's like, oh, how the tables have turned. Mm-hmm. It's embarrassing. It's totally embarrassing.
Yeah. That's what happens when money is what's important. And it's...
Yeah, I guess you guys set a record for your one day.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, we're really... we're trying to be number one, man, but you guys are making it tough on us.
Yeah, we're just stupid, man. In Florida, I swear, once Memorial Day happened, people were like, "Well, it's gone."
Oh, cool. It's over, right?
Everything's fine now. Yeah. Everything's cool now.
There's no more coronavirus because we can only focus on one thing at a time.
Right.
Cops are killing black people in the streets. Oh, that means there's no more coronavirus.
Right.
No,
right.
That's not how it works.
I'm tough. I don't have to wear a mask. That's literally the mentality of these people, and it's so embarrassing.
Yeah.
It's so incredibly embarrassing and selfish because, look, I got people in my family that are immune compromised. I've got elderly. I am around my family. I guess maybe these people don't have, like, parents in their life. They have no family in their life that they care about, I guess. That they're just like, hey, I can just do whatever I want. Fuck everyone else, fuck their businesses. I don't care if they get closed down again. Like, they're literally just totally selfish, and it's ridiculous. Like, this is going to fuck up so many more lives. And the moment everything gets shut down again, they're all going to scream at the government to open it back up. And it's going to be like, it's your fault. It's totally your fault for going back out there and not following the rules. Yeah. Like, very simple rules.
These things that are not
infuriating.
This is not an assault on anyone's freedom. Put a mask on. Like, that's it. Nobody is saying you can't go do this, that, and the other thing because we disapprove of your lifestyle. Right. It's like, put a mask on. It's honest to God.
Go outside. Go to your local shop. Go do whatever you do, but keep the mask on and try and keep your distance from people. Like, it's so simple.
I don't understand. Like, I don't want to be around people anyway. I don't understand why that part is so difficult.
And that's the thing. A lot of people aren't like us. A lot of people, they're way more like, hey, I want to meet you. What's your name? Blah, blah, blah. And that's fine, but right now we need to stop that for a minute. Yeah. You can still say hi to someone 6 feet away. You can still wave. You can still be friendly and neighborly and have a conversation. FaceTime your parents. Like you don't have to live in fear, but if you keep being stupid, it's just going to set everyone back.
Yeah.
And what I'm afraid is they're just going to go fuck it. The government clearly doesn't care. They are pretending it doesn't exist anymore. Even though your healthcare providers, everyone is telling you that this is a real thing. It is dangerous. I don't know. I think it's a lot of people that it just hasn't affected them. They don't know anybody in their life that it's affecting.
Yeah.
Or it hasn't touched any. Like, for example, me and my brother in New York, it was such an eye-opener talking to him about what this does, how his patients were in their 30s, they were in their 20s, and everyone has some sort of issues. I mean, a lot of people aren't that healthy in some way. They got diabetes, they that maybe they're overweight, maybe they I don't know, maybe they have asthma or something. A lot of people are healthy, but he was seeing people that were healthy and that was still kicking their ass.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you're in better health and you don't have as many issues, it's won't affect you as like it won't be as hardcore on you, but it still has the possibility of that, and that alone should make you go, hey, wait a second, I just got to wear a mask to Publix, no problem.
Yeah,
I can still do my thing, I can still go say hi to people, I can still hopefully work, but you're just gonna fuck everything up for everybody.
Yeah,
by being selfish. I don't know. There used to be a point where, I don't know, I feel like this, I don't know, I don't want to get too political about this, but it's now like you're really fucking it up for everybody.
Yeah.
I don't know.
For no reason other than because you think you know better. Honest to God, right. Man, if I see one more person with a Facebook degree in pathology, like, I'm just going to set stuff on fire.
Yeah. Listen to the experts, you know. That's really all I can say. And when I mean experts, I don't mean politicians. I mean like actual doctors.
Yes.
People in that field that are like, hey, this is a big problem.
Yes.
And it's becoming a bigger problem because we can't stay inside or we can't wear the proper masks and stuff like that. So thankfully, I guess I live in a place where they're like, hey, this is getting out of control too fast. We gotta do something. And so they're doing the bare minimum by telling people to wear a mask.
Yeah.
I doubt people will enforce it. I imagine businesses will have to because they don't want to get their business shut down, you know, but.
Yeah, well, it depends on on whether or not their clientele are the kind of people who are going to call it in or not.
Expect over the next couple of weeks, you're going to see videos out of Central Florida where people are going to go, I thought this was America.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, but mom and pop's sub shop doesn't want to get their shit shut down because you can't keep a mask on.
Yeah.
Like, what business owner would think that's okay? You know, I guess we saw a few months ago when they tried to like buck the rules and the state came in and shut them down forever. They're like, nope, you're done. You're out of here.
Yep.
But that's what's going to happen, unfortunately. And you're gonna fuck things up for a lot of people anyway. I don't want to. Let's get off our soapbox.
Yeah. My favorite story about this was, of all people, Arnold Schwarzenegger, who went to Gold's Gym, where he works out because that's his kind of place, and cool, he loves going to Gold's Gym to work out, and he was wearing a mask because, you know, he's not entirely stupid, and was asking the people at Gold's Gym, you know, what's the policy? And they're like, well, we'd like it if people wore masks, but we don't make them. He's like, you have no mandatory mask policy. And I said, no. He's like, all right, goodbye. Yeah. And bounced. And I'm like, okay, one of these kind of people who this group of people would hold up as like one of the toughest, most awesome, badass people on the planet is saying, no, you need to wear a mask.
Yeah.
So get over yourselves.
Right. Yeah, totally. Yeah. It's insane to me. It's insane.
But
absolutely insane.
But anyway, we have so we said AMC's going to reopen middle of July. They will all be open in time for Mulan, at least in the U.S. This is just U.S. policy that they have here. All auditoriums will be at 30% capacity or less, again, depending on local law. Mm-hmm. Every other row will be blocked off, and every other seat has to be empty. Mm-hmm. Which is kind of what we figured.
Yeah.
They're saying that there's going to be more time between movies so that things can be cleaned a hell of a lot more thoroughly. Cool. I'll believe that when I actually see it. They've updated all the HVAC filters, and they've got vacuums with HEPA filters, you know, all the standard kind of stuff that you know, at least the bare minimum of what you would need for those. There are going to be more signs up reminding people about social distancing that nobody's going to read or pay any attention to.
Yeah.
This is where people are going to get mad. There will be no refills.
Wow, yeah, that's going to piss people off.
Yeah, you get your large drink and your large popcorn, that's it. Now, for the places that have the freestyle machines that are out in the wild somewhere, you can't enforce that. I'm sure there's no way to stop people unless you have somebody standing there going, wait, you already had a drink, you can't go here. Like, that's... I'm pretty sure this is just for behind the counter. Like, we're not going to be, like, handing people, you know, our dirty cups and being like, here, go fill this up. Like you would with the buckets. Like, hey, can you top this off for me?
Right.
That's not going to be a thing. Get over it.
Wow. Are they going to lower the prices?
Yeah, right.
I mean, hey, if you're taking away refills, you got to drop a buck or something.
Nah, not going to happen. No way.
Man, I think that's gonna be yeah, you're absolutely right. People are gonna be pissed.
Yeah.
The ones that actually make it into the theater,
yeah,
and then they find that out, they're gonna be like, fuck this. This is the nail. This is the nail. I guarantee it. I don't think it's right, but I see that happening.
I get
100% seeing that happening.
And I get it from both sides. I get the idea of like, no, you've had this sitting in your lap, you've had your hands on this, it's been sticking in your mouth. We're not taking that back.
100%. 100%. I agree with you, and I agree with what they were doing. But...
And I absolutely see it from your side. I agree. I think they should knock a buck off of it. I think that's fair. I think that's perfectly fair.
They should, yeah. I think that'd be smart if they were like, hey, we're even 50 cents, something to be like, we understand this isn't what you usually get. We are in what do they call uncertain times? Or like, right. I totally get that, but man, they're losing money right, left, and center anyway.
Especially because they're cutting off. They're also not doing the hot foods. If you're somewhere where it's like, hey, we serve burgers or chicken tenders or whatever. Nope, not doing that.
Oof, man.
Not doing that.
This is AMC?
Yeah. I'm just reading what's on their website. Regal hasn't posted anything. When they do, I'll read theirs. Something else, and this is something else that I can see people getting angry about, and I'm just going to read this verbatim. Items like napkins, lids, straws, and condiments will be available by request.
Oh my god.
I understand why. I absolutely understand why. Instead of just having dispensers sitting out where people are going to get all their grubby, dirty little hands on it. Yep. Here, we wear masks. I imagine we'll be wearing gloves. Here you go. Here's a straw. Here's your lid. Here's whatever. It makes sense. It's annoying and it's a pain, but it makes sense.
Man, I only I didn't even think about any of that. You're absolutely right. I never thought about that.
But it does. It makes total sense. Hey, can I get, can you just hand me that bottle or whatever? No. What
happens when they find out people went there and had it, though? Do you think they'd shut down?
Oh, in a heartbeat.
You think so?
I don't know if a guest comes through and you find out that one of our guests who has been through this theater has had coronavirus, what do we do? I don't know how...
I guess if enough stink was made about it, if it was on the news or something.
Maybe. If it's, I know how it is with employees because it's like this everywhere.
That would do it.
If one of your employees tests positive, then they shut that place down 2 weeks, and it's like that everywhere, every business. Yeah. They're all like that. Health departments are not going to play. They will come in and shut your shit down in a hurry. Yeah. With no, they don't care.
Right.
And then on the employee side of things, what's to say here? Managers and crew will have their temperature read before starting their shifts. Anyone with a fever or symptoms is required to self-quarantine until symptom-free for at least 72 hours. So you self-quarantine until you have no symptoms, and then you have to wait 3 more days. There you go. That's how that's going to go. And employees are also required to wear masks. So get over it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here's what's going to be interesting. A lot of places don't have box offices anymore. I know Altamont doesn't. They do all their stuff at concessions. Sometimes they do the tickets at the guest services, but a lot of times they do it at the concession stand, right? Or am I remembering this differently?
Are they going to be real fast? Are they going to be checking temperatures?
Yeah, just said.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
okay.
They are checking before you start your shift. You get your temperature checked.
Gotcha. Okay, sorry, I somehow missed that. Sorry,
but nah. Which fair.
It's this energy drink. I'm sorry, it's got my head just
fair.
I'm reading over notes and go ahead. Sorry.
But they've got they will not be accepting cash at the concession stand or at the bar.
Man, people are... that makes perfect sense.
I get it, But here's my line of thinking, though.
They got to have these rules posted somewhere outside, I imagine.
Oh, I'm sure they'll have signs.
Like,
I'm
hey,
sure
read this.
Yeah.
This is, before you get up here, just a heads up.
I'm sure there's going to be posters everywhere about this.
What I would love, if you can order all this ahead of time, if you can get your ticket, if you can order your food, you can have it all ready to go when you get there.
I'm not sure. I don't think it says on here about
I have to imagine AMC
stuff
is thinking about that, because that would cut so much down if, like, you were like, hey, my movie's at this time, I want a drink and I want popcorn, and someone behind the counter somehow got a ticket, like, hey, we need to make 16 of these. They were already bought and paid for. If they have, like, a special little line for that, where it's like you come up, they scan your phone and you get your drink and your popcorn or whatever you ordered.
They have that at some theaters.
They do? Okay, that
do.
would be perfect. I would do that.
Yeah. Because, I mean, you've always, you've been able to get online tickets forever. But,
yes.
But
I mean, just like skipping all of this nonsense.
Yeah,
it's not nonsense, but I mean, it would be like, okay, I know exactly what I'm getting. I can just go there, pick up, go sit in the theater, and all of these rules and all this stuff I don't have to think about because it's already done.
Exactly. No, they have some theaters where you've been able to do that.
Okay, cool. They probably do it for the local one, but I haven't been to AMC in a long time, so yeah.
It's not a tremendously widespread thing.
Yeah.
But there are some where you can go on the app and order concessions ahead. And they go ahead and make it, and then you check in, and you're like, yes, your ticket, whatever, here you are. This is what you ordered.
Yeah.
And then you go down, and they scan your tickets, and you go to your movie, and everything's fine.
Cool.
But, yeah, it would be interesting. It would be a logistics nightmare for some of these places, though, I would imagine. Try just as a way of introducing a brand new system to some of these theaters are old.
It would be such a, I don't know, I would love that. And I'd love, like, if they put that a part of their advertising. Yeah. Put it in front of a movie. Now you can order your food ahead of time, and now you can just have everything ready to go before you sit in your seat.
This would be the time to roll that out wider, because I know they do they do it in like the bigger markets. I know for sure.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Regal has something like that as well. I think they do. I think I've seen that they do.
Mm-hmm.
But there's just not that much, like, Regal doesn't do a whole lot of publicity about their stuff.
Yeah.
But, I guess it's maybe because AMC's a publicly traded company. I don't know if Regal is or not.
Right.
Maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know.
Yep.
But so those are the rules going forward. Theaters will reopen in just under a month. AMC theaters will reopen in just under a month.
Yeah.
With all of these various restrictions. And how hard it's going to be to not throw things at people. Because I can just, I see it in Pizza Hut. And all people have to do at Pizza Hut is just walk in and tell what their order is or place an order. And they get angry about crap.
Yeah.
That they don't even have to, the only things that are in there are stickers on the floor that say this is where you stand.
Right.
That's it. That's really it.
Sure, that infuriates some people.
It does. So I can't imagine what this is going to do. Like, this is going to be hell.
Yeah, I mean, going to the theater
before all this, people were nightmares.
Right, when everything was normal, people were people, right? People are going to people. But now I imagine you're just going to have so many angry moms and people literally throwing their kids behind the counter, upset.
Throw them behind the counter. I will punt them back.
You know what I mean? I just imagine them like throwing their kids at things they're upset about.
What are
you telling me?
Oh, I don't. I don't know.
Yeah. So this is probably no alcohol, I imagine. Or do you think they're going to be selling it?
I think still, because they do talk about the bars. They do specifically.
Okay, all right. I mean, I know you can't get one on a plane. That's what I was curious. That I would assume that'd be one of the first things they'd stop doing, but I guess that's too much money to lose.
I think especially since they're not doing like the foods, the bigger food menu.
Right.
I think and again, I think they're not doing it on a plane because they want people to keep their masks on in the plane.
That's true. That makes sense.
And you can't really, since it's not something that's mandatory for guests at the theater, let them have a drink.
Right.
I no, I think that'll still be a thing, and I think you will see alcohol sales increase as a result of all this.
Yeah, 100%.
So yeah, EA did a thing today.
Yeah, dude, they had a big thing.
Yeah. Overall, before we get into the specifics, and some of the stuff was kind of cool, but overall, what did you think?
You know, they usually have more to announce, bigger things to announce for E3, so I think they're kind of getting away with not announcing a lot of big things. I don't think there was that much. I think the star of their show was Squadrons.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Everything else was like, here's some updates, and they announced the big thing at the end, which was a total like, there's a million other ways you should have announced that. You know, we've talked about over the years about EA on the show. It's not our favorite studio. It just so happens to have a lot of our licenses that we like, but they've just botched it here and there and everywhere. So it's one of those, like, I'm trying to not let my love for what they did with the Squadrons game cloud it, because a lot of the other stuff was like, okay, that's news.
Yeah, that's fair.
What did you think?
Same. I was just very underwhelmed. You know, Star Wars was great. Like, what they showed of Squadrons was awesome, and we'll get into that.
Right.
Everything else was just kind of like, okay.
Yeah, no big franchise. Like, there's nothing that was like, hey, here's this new thing that you should get totally excited about. Star Wars is we all knew that was coming. We all knew there was going to be some sort of Star Wars game. It was leaked already.
Yeah.
There's no big, like, here's even like established things. It was like, no, here's no new Dragon's Age game.
No new Dragon's Age, no new Battlefield, no nothing.
Mass Effect, nothing. Yeah. And I think EA is just, man, they have, I'm trying to think of a phrase that's appropriate, but over the last couple of years, they have just dropped the ball entirely on a lot of games. And so, I think that that license with Star Wars, exclusive license, is going to be up probably soon, right?
I kind of hope so, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I maybe if we could look that up real fast.
I don't know. Is there even, like, would we even know, really?
Yeah, they said 10 years.
Did they?
Yeah. The license should expire 2000. Okay. EA's Star Wars license extends to 2023.
Okay.
Yeah. EA Star Wars license extends to 2023, so there's still a chance the publisher will turn the ship around and release great games, is what this article's saying. But yeah, they have it until 2023.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So I guess it was 10 years ago when they got it for the official. Official.
Yeah, because their first one was Battlefront, and that was, what, 12, 13?
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah, that would make 10 years. Because I'm trying to think, like,
2013 is when they acquired the this was just a few months after Disney acquired Lucasfilm, and so they did a deal with EA to do exclusive rights to Star Wars games. So yeah, that was 2013. So 2023 will be the 10 years. And man, all the controversies, all the international news, I guarantee you Disney's going to go, we fucked this up. We need to let other people play in the sandbox. They're very protective of it. I get it. I wish they were more loose when it comes to the video games. It should not be canon. I get if you want the single player to be canon, but the multiplayer, you should be able to have fun with it. That's what made the Knights of the Old Republic so much fun. That's what made the Jedi Knight series so much fun, is because it added so much stuff, so much wild stuff too.
Yeah.
That they didn't have to stay in this. I feel like they make it so safe with these games.
Yeah.
They're not as, wild as they were in those. So I don't know. I hope it opens up, because I want other studios to play with it.
And here's the thing. There's a, Chapek is now head of Disney. Iger famously was happy with the EA deal, but he's not in charge anymore.
Right.
So
True.
I think a new change, and I mean, I love Iger to death, and I think at the time he might have just been overhyping it a bit, but I think now, I think would have looked at this now and just gone, yeah, I don't think so.
He
but
wasn't happy when it got international news and they had to make a phone call.
but no,
he was happy about the money.
Oh yeah, as you know,
Yeah.
as you would be. But
Right. And I think he was so separated from video games that I don't think it was even like a thought to him, maybe.
No.
I don't know. As much as the movies were.
But Chapek's big thing was Disney Plus, so he's and the distribution digitally and what have you. So I imagine he's going to have a little bit more of an ear towards the video games.
Yeah,
so
totally.
I think we're going to be I think there's going to be a change. I really do.
I want to see a lot of smaller Star Wars games. We should be getting 2 or 3 a year on different scales. You know what I mean? Like, there should be a Super Star Wars-like game on the Nintendo Switch. Make it exclusive for that. Give it to a studio, kind of like they did the Marvel Ultimate Alliance game. There should be a Spider-Man game out. You know, there should be multiple Star Wars games in the works and multiple. Dude, imagine if they opened it up, and they didn't just give it to like everybody, but they were like, Naughty Dog wants to do a Star Wars game.
Are you kidding me? Like, just shut up and take my money.
Right, Insomniac, or studios like the guys who are doing the Divinity Original Sin, but you do it in like in Tatooine, and you could give it to like smaller indie studios, as long as you still, you know, obviously they're still going to have Disney's like, we need to make sure that you're not putting crazy shit in here.
Right, there's still Disney quality control, but you can do that. Like, there's, you know, that's still a very, very broad, like, there's still so much that you could do within those confines, you know?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, give it to multiple studios, not even, like, just the big ones. Like, I want to see some smaller studios to take a chunk at it. You know, we saw what EA's other studios did, though. The studio that did Titanfall, you know, they made Fallen Order, which people loved, and they loved it because EA had nothing really to do with it.
Yeah, basically.
There were no microtransactions in that game. I think the only thing that was extra is if you bought the $10 thing that gave you like a lightsaber color or something stupid like that.
Yeah, pretty much. It was all cosmetic stuff.
Yeah, and we'll get into that when we talk about Squadrons. But, yeah, man, I want other studios. Dude, imagine if the people who do Cyberpunk had a Star Wars license.
Could you imagine? There's your Han Solo. You want a Han Solo game? Get CD Projekt Red to do a Han Solo Witcher style game.
Mandalorian, man. Oh man.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Ooh, get all your gear. You got to. Oh man. See, that's what I'm saying. That excites me. But hearing the wild thing is EA had the rights to Star Wars for 10 years, and they did not make another KOTOR game.
And what if let's take a look
at BioWare.
Yeah.
They didn't make another KOTOR game.
No. And let's look at what they've actually made. They made Battlefront, they made Battlefront 2, they made Fallen Order, they're making Squadrons. Am I missing one?
There's like a couple of app games, but we don't really count those.
Yeah, those don't count. Like those, I mean, those are fine, whatever. But anybody could scrape them together. And apparently, that one's not bad. What is it? Legends, right? Star Wars Legends, isn't that?
There's a couple of them where like you get a team of 6 versus a team of 6, blah blah blah.
But
that's it, dude.
Yeah, they've made four. They've done 4 across all of their studios. They'll have done 4 Star Wars games in 7 years.
And the amount of time that took place, outside of those 10 years, there was a 10-year span where you got all the Jedi Knight games, all the KOTOR games, you had Star Wars Galaxies, you had the Super Star Wars games in the 90s. It's embarrassing. It sucks. It sucks that this happened, where we've got nothing, pretty much.
Yeah, and I get that game development now is a hell of a lot different than it was then, sure. But EA as a company owns how many studios?
But see, that's the problem is yeah, games take a lot more to make, but if you had 10 studios working at the same time on different games, you could have 2 out this year, 3 out next year, 2 out the following year. Like it would be stacked.
We could have at least had one. Give me one big Star Wars game and one like budget-ish Star Wars game. Yeah. You know, give me one at the beginning of the year, and alternate. You know, I don't care, whatever. But you could have your big budget Star Wars game come out, you know, holiday season, and then you know, April-ish, have something else. Hell, I'll take a new pod racing game for $20. I don't care, because I think that would be fun as hell.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And that could have been something. There's an idea. That's not a terribly complex thing to make.
Wait, now that I think about it, how did they make the Star Wars Lego games? Does EA own that studio? No, they don't.
No, that's... I
guess it's its own thing because it's Lego.
Right. It's a thing. It's a whole different deal with Lego.
Yeah.
And I think that was probably part of something they discussed, where it was
surprisingly a very fun game.
Yeah, from what I hear.
The new one comes out this year, right?
Yeah, the one that's all of them, right? The whole the Skywalker saga.
Yeah, Skywalker saga. That's right. That does come out this year. Man, I love me some Star Wars Legos.
I've just never been into the Lego games.
Someone got me the X-Wing years ago, the Star Wars Legos X-Wing, and I loved it. I was like, this was one of the best gifts. And ever since then, I'm like, yep, I love Star Wars Legos. So yeah, the games, they're a ton of fun. It's very much a chill, put on a podcast and have some fun in the game. Nothing stressful. Tons of things to collect. It is a very fun, stress-free game that you can play with your kids. You can play with family. That's something you can totally hand a controller to someone who doesn't really play video games, and they can go have a blast. Those and the DC ones as well. The Marvel DC ones are a ton of fun.
Okay, I've actually got the actual deal expires April 14th, 2024.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was a 10-year deal, but apparently it was finalized April 14th, 2014. So it's April 14th, 2024.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
So, at a whole extra year.
Yeah. Well, damn.
Yeah.
Well, that sucks.
But again, EA. I'm gonna take a look. I need to see how many studios does EA actually have aside from DICE, BioWare, and Motive. I want to see, a breakdown of all of their different subsidiaries. Every studio they have that could make a game. What do they have? They have BioWare, which also has BioWare Austin.
Right.
There's
they canceled 2 or 3 major games.
Right. There's Criterion. There's DICE. Yeah. There's an EA Baton Rouge. There's Ghost Games, which is 2 different studios under the EA Gothenburg umbrella. Of course, EA Mobile, EA Montreal. There's EA Romania, EA Tiburon, EA Vancouver. There's Frostbite Labs. I don't know if Frostbite Labs actually counts. They basically just work on the engine. That's fair. Maxis, Motive, Pogo, Respawn. Fuck, Respawn. And there you go. What is this? 1, 2, 3. What is this? 10 studios?
Right.
Jesus, you called it. What is
Yeah.
this? Respawn. I'm gonna have to count these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 9 or 10 easily, give or take. How did they not have... I swear to God, man. Let Criterion make a pod racing game. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you imagine how badass that would be?
Yeah.
Could you...
Oh, yeah.
I just think about that, man. Burnout pod racing.
Mm-hmm.
How badass would that be?
Yep.
And it'll never happen because it just won't.
Nope. Well, hopefully you're right. Hopefully, especially with the new faces around Disney. Not new, but... new people in power, I guess, in higher power.
Yeah.
Will do something because, dude, that was the most downvoted thing in Reddit's history.
Yep.
I hope that says something in those boardrooms. I hope that, hey, you can still do stuff with EA, just not exclusive.
Yeah, I don't mind if if EA
have
comes
them keep doing Battlefront games. That's fine, whatever.
Yeah, they do decent with that. I don't hate them.
Could you imagine a Call of Duty, though, like Battlefront? Oh, my God.
Oh, yes, please.
That would be so much more fun. It'd be so much faster. Oh, God, I'd love that. A Battle Royale with Star Wars characters.
Dude, look. I mean, it's
writes
something.
itself.
It's something. Hell.
It totally writes itself.
There's your bounty hunter game.
Yep.
Right there.
All dropped off on an island.
Yep.
Bam, you're on Tatooine or something. You're all getting dropped off, and you're doing Jabba the Hutt's game. And whoever wins... takes the prize. Like it just writes itself. It's
there
so stupid. It's so dumb, but it's so you get dropped off by some Jabba the Hutt barge ship with the music playing, or the whatever his barge. I guess technically it's yacht rock music.
Oh, God. I'm sorry. That is the worst name of a genre ever. When I first heard the phrase yacht rock, I wanted to throw up. Like, that just... Oh.
But isn't it yacht rock?
It is. It is. Yeah. And I hate you for that, but yeah.
You could totally have being dropped off by Jabba the Hutt's sail barge with the yacht rock music playing. And I can hear it in my head. And you don't fall in the Sarlacc pit. Just make sure you land somewhere else. Yeah. That can be a part of the map.
Oh God, wouldn't that be amazing? Like there's a YouTube video, just compilations of of everybody who falls into the Sarlacc pit. They don't even get a chance. Like,
yep. You can have the Anchorhead. You can have all the little cities in there. Yep. That's literally on the Tatooine map.
Yep.
The Taji Station. Like it writes itself. You can totally have a farm set that's just lit on fire with skeletons hanging out.
And there you go. Every season's a different planet.
Yeah, exactly. You got Naboo. You got the Gungans in the forest. You have all the absolutely. You got Hoth one season. It literally writes itself.
This is a simple concept. And here's the thing.
And here's how you make money. Do like every other one. You go like, hey, here's a season pass, $10. Yeah. You get 100 free items that you can have on your character. Done. People like that. People are actually like, hey, I don't have a million loot boxes. I can pay $10 and get all of this stuff. You do it exactly how Call of Duty does it, like verbatim. When they have the packs, you know what you're getting. If you're going to pay $10, you know you're going to get a character. You're going to get some guns. If you pay $20, you're going to get the whole kit and caboodle. You know exactly what you're paying for. You don't have to do it to get better in the game. You don't have to do it to level up. You don't have to do it. That's a good compromise between making a game that is fun and also a game that you can, if you want to make some purchases. Yeah. No one's mad at that. That seems the right way to go. That's how everyone's doing it.
Exactly. And here's the thing. The two of us are sitting around here coming up with this off the top of our heads. Are you going to tell me that nobody in any studio in EA has seriously tried to pitch this?
They had to.
There is no way they haven't already thought of this and so many other better ideas by now. There's no way. So why didn't they get made? Why?
Right, exactly.
That's what I want to know. There is no way that if we took this idea to EA and said, here's a thought for a Star Wars game, there is not a snowball's chance in hell they're going to look at us and say, nobody's said that before. I don't buy that. I don't believe that for a second.
No, they had to have had their meetings, and I mean, look, they have Apex Legends. They tried it with Battlefield. Like, how is the next Battlefront not having this? It's got to.
I don't know. Maybe there's their answer. Well, it's too much like Battlefront. Okay, well then make that Battlefront. You guys did so well with how you handled the last one. Like, just
it writes itself. Yeah. It is a compromise that works. You add the battlegrounds that everyone loves, that type of gameplay, and you throw a season pass on there. No one's gonna lose their shit because everyone kind of expects that these days.
Yeah.
And that's a good compromise. You still add things for people to collect and to get, and they can still get playing the game out, or they can add $10 and they get a bunch of cosmetic stuff, and that's all it is cosmetic stuff.
Yeah.
But dude, it's up in a couple of years. We're still gonna be playing and everything then, so hopefully we get some news. Hopefully relative. I can't imagine they can announce anything until it's officially over. But
I don't think they can. No.
Yeah, no. 2022 is when the next Celebration is. That's the other thing. They officially canceled Celebration, moved it 2 years from now, which makes sense because next year they're going to have their Disney Expo.
Yeah.
So maybe. So I'm curious why don't they just do a digital thing? They didn't announce that. So that's one of the biggest takeaways from this is now I'm wondering how Disney and Star Wars are going to do their announcements, because we need something. Like, Star Wars fans are like, hey, our Skywalker saga's over with. What are we gonna do now?
We've got the Mandalorian coming out later this year.
We do have the Mandalorian, but I mean, I would still love like an hour long. Here's all the stuff coming out this year. Brought to you by Disney. Let's have a little, just like they did today with EA. You know what I mean? Like I want something like that.
I think the problem is nobody's been able to, like, there's been no production on anything. I think that hurts too. I think until you can actually start making something, there's no reason to say anything more about things.
I don't know, man. I would like to think that they've already got it in the bag with the books and the comics. They already know what's coming. You know, I know they pushed everything to January with a lot of those books.
Yeah.
But man, it sucks not having any news, and then we have to wait 2 more years.
We'll get plenty next year. But
I guess we got spoiled. I keep thinking back to when we got literally no news for Star Wars for like years.
Yeah.
And I think I'm just spoiled. But man, I don't know. I want some information.
I agree, but I do think it's because they're not able to actually, like, they can't do any work on anything right now.
That's true.
I think that's why.
I think I read that they worked on Mandalorian 2 at their house. They did most of the pre-visual stuff at their house.
Right, that kind of stuff you can do, but you can't do anything on set with anything. Like, you can't film anything.
Right, I guess it was all the stuff they put on the screen or whatnot.
Yeah. That kind of stuff makes sense. It's why they can still work on video games, because you don't have to actually have people, like, on sets, really.
Yeah. And I guess that's what came out the other day, was that The Mandalorian Season 2 is not going to be delayed. It is coming out in October as planned.
Yeah.
And they said they've been able to work on it from home, so yeah. So I don't know. I guess, you know how much of I love Star Wars. I love getting any kind of news about it. I'm excited for the book that comes out in a few days. I was a little bummed out because this year we're going to get Mandalorian Season 2, we're going to get Star Wars Legos, and we're going to get like 2 more books. And it's like, I need something. So, and now it's, now we're going to have the no Star Wars movie for a couple years. I don't know. I was hoping to get some news, I guess. And man, I don't know. Celebration's just such a good time. I was hoping they would do it online. I was hoping they would have, like, here we go. We're going to have panels and everything online. People can watch it. But now it's like, well, And now that Anaheim is going to be in 2 years, we probably won't see Orlando for 4 years.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, so we'll see. I don't know. Hopefully Disney does something. I would love if they announce in a couple weeks or months, if they're like, hey, pay attention to this thing. We're gonna talk about Star Wars on this date. That would be kind of cool.
It would be neat. I wouldn't.
Hell, put it out on your Disney Plus. Be like, hey, on Disney Plus, we're gonna have we're gonna put out a thing for Star Wars or Celebration or whatever.
Nah, it just go up on YouTube. Like
that's true.
Stuff like that's not really great for live productions.
That's true. Yeah, you're right. Man, anyway, where were we?
EA, we hadn't actually started talking about it yet, I don't think.
Oh, yeah.
They started with Apex Legends, and they're like, hey, so Season 5? You guys are playing it a lot. There's a thing called Lost Treasures, and it's an event that starts in not quite a week. And it's like, okay, here's the thing. I don't care because I'm not a big fan. I'm fully behind, like, if people really love this and it's fun and it's great, I'm happy for them. Like, and I'm glad it's good, and I'm glad it was something that these guys were able to work on and knock out of the park. I'm very happy for them.
Yes.
They did announce crossplay was coming this fall, which is good because it's also coming to Switch this fall, which I think is fantastic. I think everything that comes to Switch, the idea of everything coming to Switch is fantastic to me.
Absolutely. So. Can't wait to destroy Switch players on the PC.
Yeah, right? No.
What's cool is the mid-season event. I think they're doing this because Call of Duty has talked about doing mid-season events. Their map is not, whatever map they're working on is not officially out yet, but everyone knows it comes out this season. So
right.
It's even like in the trailer for if you get the new season, it's like, oh, hey, here's this other part of we're going to go more inland. And so I think that's why they're like, hey, these other, which is great. This is why you want competition. You want them to be like, hey, we need to add more things because they're adding more things.
Exactly.
So yeah, I don't play Apex Legends. I know a lot of people that do. I might download it, especially since it's free and if it's going to be on the Switch, that's just going to be a ton of fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, crossplay, long overdue. Glad they're doing it. Yep, that's how you be competitive. I'm glad that Fortnite did this. There's one thing we can take away from Fortnite is it totally broke down all of these walls between the consoles.
Yeah. Yeah, no
I think
doubt.
it will go down in history as the game that like it fundamentally changed the industry, whether you like it or not. It totally changed it for the good for everybody.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Yeah,
no doubt.
Yeah, and the season pass, it was a brilliant. It was a good compromise between people who they don't want their kids playing with loot boxes for obvious reasons, and people. It's not realistic to put out a $60 game like that. That's multiplayer without the studio wanting some money, so it's a good compromise, I think.
Exactly.
But yeah, so that was a cool announcement. They had some Sim stuff, which was kind of cool.
Yeah, The Sims is on Steam now. Sims 4.
I think they got Baby Yoda in it. I think I saw a Baby
okay.
Yoda at some point.
Sure.
I was like, oh hey, that's Baby Yoda.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
But hey, good for them. What you can do.
Yeah. Yeah, they talked a lot about diversity with The Sims too. So I don't.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of neat. Like, that was interesting.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That was cool. Because you can make all sorts of characters in the game. I thought that was pretty good.
And that was that was the whole thing of like in The Sims you can be anything. So The Sims is for everybody. So yeah, I get that.
Yeah. Yep. They did EA Originals.
Yeah, which was just basically, hey, these two teams of guys from Sweden are insane.
Mm-hmm. Fuck the Oscars guy.
Yeah, his name I don't have. I think it's Joseph something. I can't remember. The guy from Hazelight Studios. I love him because he just doesn't. He's not trying to be edgy or whatever. He's like, look, this is just it. Like he's just so passionate about things. I love it. It's right. That kind. It's that different sort of intensity. I hate guys who are just trying to be like, yeah, man, and this and that, and it's so fake. Like this guy is just straight up. Look, this is what I am. I don't care. It's like you hate me if you want. I don't give a shit. Yeah, but he's so much fun. He was the one when No Way Out came out. He was the one who he held up a copy of the game and he was like, hey. So if you want to play this with a friend, usually you would have to buy one. And he held up another copy and said they would have to buy one. But I really want you to be able to play this with your friend. So, whoop, and just threw the other one away. He was like, so if you buy one, both of you can play. Yeah. He's just got passion coming out of his ears, and I love him to death. But the new project that Hazelight's working on is called It Takes Two, and you play as a child whose parents are going through a divorce, and it's intense. Yeah. Because this guy does not do light, fluffy, and subtle. Yeah. But, so, looking forward to that. Comes out next year. Looks interesting. And then First Strike game, or where are we? Hang on. Zoink Games. Yeah. The other Swedish guys. This one really looked interesting to me. It's called Lost in Random. And I don't know, it just looked really captivating to me. The whole idea of like the world is called random, but chaos is a bad thing. Randomness is awful, but you take control of the randomness because your buddy is a 6-sided die. So okay, cool. Yeah. Like it looked, I don't know, there was something about it that looked just really, really interesting to me. Yeah. Yeah, it looked cool. And then they had the guy from First Strike Games who came out, and honest to God, he had that smile on his face and just said, I'm very excited to be here talking to you about my game. I was like, oh my God, I hate these people. Yeah. I hate people who are like that. If you can't, I get it if you're terrified, like you're presenting something and you're scared, that's great, but use that nervousness. I would rather see somebody, I don't want people to be, this polished, corporate looking presentation. I don't want that. Right. I don't. It's the complete opposite of the other guy. Like it's so it looks terrible. But
Right.
First Strike Games is doing a game called Rocket Arena, where you fly around and hit people with rockets.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's 3v3. It comes out on July 14th, and it will have crossplay available at launch.
Yeah.
So, cool.
Yeah.
That's going to be a thing. And then they talked about Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, did they talk about Star Wars. And boy, did I get really excited for Star Wars again.
Did you see the Ewok bobblehead?
Yes!
Oh
I love
my
that.
God.
That's the kind of cosmetic stuff I'm here for. Because
Yeah.
that is the perfect example of something where you can say, hey, look, why did you spend 99 cents on this? Because you could put an Ewok bobblehead on the dashboard of your X-Wing cockpit. Why wouldn't you spend $1 on that?
Right. And the thing is, apparently, a lot of the, I think they said everything in the game you can acquire in the game.
Yes.
Not you don't have to pay for anything. So we'll, fingers crossed, we'll wait until it comes out to give a final verdict on that.
Yeah.
Right.
I imagine they're gonna have like all of it, because they did have like your ship is customizable, including parts,
player.
not just right. But I'm talking about like
the player is completely customizable too.
Right, but I was just thinking about like performance-wise. They did talk
Right.
specifically about parts on the ship that make it fly different and that kind of thing. I think there will be like packs of cosmetic stuff, and you have skins for your ships and characters and all those little
100%.
things. But those,
I totally see them selling cosmetic packs.
yeah,
But you're right. I see like the stuff to upgrade your ship will totally be unlockable in the game as like an in-game, like that's how you play the game.
That's the only place you can get it, and everything else could go either or. You can buy this pack, or you can get to level 10 in a U-wing. Fine.
Right.
I'm good with that. I don't care. Give me. I'm sorry. You've got to give me, some fuzzy sabacc dice.
Yes.
There have to be fuzzy sabacc dice.
Yes.
If you're gonna give me an Ewok bobblehead, you've gotta have fuzzy sabacc dice. There have to be.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The bobblehead is a genius idea.
It's fantastic. Like, I love that.
In there.
That was phenomenal. As soon as that was the first thing I saw in that scene. You're supposed to be
the hot one,
right? You're supposed to be looking out at like, oh my god, it's space and it's a cockpit, and maybe just kind of peripherally notice the bobblehead. That's the first thing I saw.
Mm-hmm.
Bobblehead.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But they did talk about it is going to be full. Like, there is going to be a story mode as well as multiplayer.
Yes, full story.
I'm so in for that. I doubt it's going to be a long story. That's fine. Obviously, the selling point is meant to be the multiplayer. Totally fine with that.
This is where you slip in the Alphabet Squadron, and the people who write it, the people who write the book. I forget the publishers. They have done everything but say that Alphabet Squadron stuff is in this, and I think they're just waiting until the book comes out to actually to talk about it.
Well, I mean, hell, in the story mode trailer, they showed Hera from Rebels.
They showed Hera. Now, this squadron is mentioned in the books, so there's got to be some sort of crossover. And I have to imagine that those characters from the book, you'll be able to pick as skins in the game. I hope, fingers crossed. But yeah, Hera's in it. Man, it opens it up. Like they showed Wedge. It'd be cool, like, if you just for fun you see Luke Skywalker's. He's got to be in there as a skin. I can't wait, man. I can't wait to bust this game open. The fact that it's VR, I gotta get it.
That's what was great, was that they were like, you can use VR, like it's VR compatible, and I love that it's not necessary, but you can. The fact that you can completely play this regular, or you can also completely play this with VR, and damn my glasses, because I would absolutely get VR just for this. This sells me on VR. Absolutely 100%, no question.
I absolutely want to get a stick and a VR headset just to. Yep. This seems perfect for that. Remember I told you when I had the PlayStation VR and I was like, my favorite game in it was when you were in a tank, because being in a thing where you're sitting down and you can look around and move the thing in a 3D space is the perfect VR game. You are in a cockpit. There is no better VR game than those kind of games. Because the other ones were like, the other VR games were like the Batman ones where like to move you teleport. That's stupid.
Yeah.
When you're in the tank or you're in a ship and you can look around, it legit feels like a ride at Universal Studios where you're moving. It's kind of doing the moving for you, and then you take off yourself. there's not a better experience. And to have the Star Wars, to have all those sounds in your ears, to have everything going on, your Ewok bobblehead to the left of you, and you literally in the game, you're moving shields from the front to the back. You're diverting the power from your shields to your weapons. It's all there. It's all there, and that's what they do in the movies. And so there's strategy to that, and I imagine there's probably different levels of strategy where like you can go into the hardcore mode where you literally have to do it all yourself. Man, that is going to make some awesome gameplay, some awesome multiplayer gameplay, especially if, like I said, this is going to make me go crazy and really want to get a VR thing. Question is, do you get it I guess I'd have to get it for the PC, and it's crossplay. That's the great thing about it.
Yep, that was another thing they announced. They were like, oh yeah, and crossplay.
I doubt I would want to get a VR headset for PlayStation 4 since that's kind of out the door. Man, this makes me want to get one for the PC. I think the Oculus is like $300, right?
The Go as a standalone is...
That's the other thing. We don't know which one it's officially going to be on. Right?
That's fair. I imagine VR is going to be like the Oculus... I don't want to say Rift, but it's going to be PSVR and...
If it can play on PSVR, it can play on the Oculus Go.
Then I imagine it'll be on the Go as well.
Yeah. The Go, I think, is by itself $300 or $400 where you don't have to have a PC.
Yeah.
But if you plug it into the PC, you can play a lot of the PC kind of games for it, the ones that are way more in depth.
Right.
But this is, dude, this with a joystick and like, my buddy, a friend of the show, Sean, he's got like the official, like, it's like $80 where it's the joystick and the throttle and the feet pedals. And I imagine this game with those things, and they literally showed in the trailer, they show one hand on the joystick, one hand on the throttle for the X-Wing, and it just to pull that back and to go into hyperspace or whatever they're doing, holy shit. Like, I get chills just thinking about it. Like, this is the VR game we've been waiting for.
The Go 64 gig unit is $200. That's perfect. That's eminently affordable. That's easy VR right there.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah. Oculus Go, you're right. Damn.
And again, that's the 64 gig. If you want the smaller one, it's $150 for a 32 gig.
Oh, wow. What's the Quest one? I think that's the one I was looking at. Okay, $499. That makes sense.
Yeah, Quest is a different one.
That's probably the one that, because the fact that I'm going to get it for my PC makes more sense to me.
Yeah.
Because it's something I can, like, I'm going to have my PC for a very long time. Or the PlayStation, it's right on that where you're going to PlayStation 5. I don't know if it's going to work on it.
Right.
So I think I'm going to do that. Hopefully they announce the Quest for the Squadrons.
Yeah, I don't think they didn't say what all platforms. I don't think.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm going to be paying close attention to that. That's something I'm going to be saving up for. Man, if that game can't save VR, nothing can.
I'm telling you what, it's going to depend on how much of a push. And it just says here the PC and PS4 versions are available on VR.
Yeah.
It doesn't specify which VR, but...
Oh, publisher EA says the game is Oculus recommended.
Oh, well then, hell, there you go.
Perfect. Awesome. That's it says... A bullet point says PSVR or Oculus recommended from EA officially.
There you go.
So there we go. That's exactly what I needed to hear. It says, okay, here it says Steam's confirms that Squadrons will also work with HTC Vive and Vive Index headsets. So
sure.
If you have a Vive, you're in luck.
Yeah.
But Oculus, I think, is probably more popular for PC because it's more affordable.
And Oculus is also the standard too.
Yes.
In terms of gaming, I know that Vive did. Like, I know they went big, but I think Oculus has stayed with it.
Yeah.
More. And has become more involved.
Yeah. Okay, so, yeah, the Quest is the one I think I'm going to get. It's the all-in-one. It's $500. You don't have to have all of the crazy... You don't have to plug it into the PC. I think the Go is like that as well, but this does the extra oomph for the games.
Yeah.
Perfect. $399 for the 64 gig. That's the one I'll do.
There you go. Done.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. Absolutely. Man. Well. Shit. I guess I gotta save. Guess I gotta save.
But I mean, you know, there you go. Like that's and that's and there's the thing. This is absolutely built for that. This, and I love that they didn't make this VR exclusive because they could have, and I think that would have been a mistake.
Oh, that would have been a disaster.
But it could have been. But I love the way
hated that. Like the new X-Wing TIE Fight series is only on VR. People would have. I don't want to say that, but they would have not been happy.
They would have flipped their shit. They absolutely would have.
Rightfully so. Yeah, that would have been a total disaster.
Yeah,
that would have been the nail in the coffin for EA for me. I think. Yeah, to put that kind of wall on that kind of game. Everyone loves Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, not everyone, but you know what I mean. So popular. I don't know. Wild. Well, yeah. I guess I have some money to save. I guess I could save like $100 the next couple of months, and by that time I'll have it. Man,
there you go. But,
wow.
You know, but I think it's awesome, and I would if I were able to, I would consider it, but I'm not.
Yeah.
So because I don't think my glasses fit in a PSVR.
Yeah, I think it's best people use contacts with those kind of things, and not everyone has contacts.
No, contacts are pricey.
I think they do work with glasses a little bit better now.
It depends on the size of the frames.
Yeah, I guess you'd want to totally try it out before you.
Oh yeah, like I would absolutely love to, and if I could try it out, that would be fantastic. But nobody, like, they don't do that.
Especially now, you're not trying it out now.
No,
there's no way in hell anyone's gonna let you. I guess I don't know. Next time you come into town, if you do, just stop by.
Yeah.
I'll let you use it. We'll put some spray on it.
Yeah.
We'll spray it down.
Yeah, but they showed, you know, they announced, you know, October 2nd release date, which is awesome. You know, it's not quite 4 months. I'm good with that.
Yeah.
They showed actual gameplay, which looked really sweet. Oh my god.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. I just thought about it.
What?
Never mind. We'll talk after.
I
just thought about it. I can turn him. Yeah. I think I'm going to be getting it very soon.
There you go. Now you're talking.
Oof, this is going to be a mistake, but oh well.
But they showed there's gonna be 4 classes of ships, which I think is fantastic. You've got obviously your fighters, your interceptors, your bombers, and your support. That was the one I was curious about.
Yeah.
Because obviously everybody knows the TIE fighters, the X-wings, the interceptors and the A-wings, the bombers and the Y-wings. The support was weird to me.
Yeah.
Because on the New Republic side, it was what, the U-wings, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what that thing was on the Imperial side.
Yo, I'd have to look at it again.
I do not know what that was.
One of them was a transport ship, which was kind of weird. I don't know why they'd have a transport ship, but maybe it's one of those where, like, you have to defend this ship because it's trying to send troops from over here to over there or something. Yeah, I saw, like, a transport ship, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Surprisingly missing the B-Wing. At least I didn't see it.
I don't think there was one.
Maybe we'll get that later on down the road. My dream is that they open this up with the Death Star 2. And you're in that battle.
That would be where you start. I think that would be a great place to start.
That's where you start. You start off with a bang. You get all these ships flying around. You get the battle. You get indoor. You get all of that in the background, and that's where you start this game out at.
Yeah.
And then you go from there. That's the dream. Yeah, I didn't notice that ship. Good call out. I didn't see that ship that you're talking about.
Yeah, and I'm trying to find it in an article somewhere because I don't want to pull a trailer back up. But yeah. I got nothing. So
yeah,
I'm not sure. I'll find it at some point, I'm sure.
Star Wars Explained. Alex, man, he is the cream of the crop when it comes to Star Wars YouTube. If you're not following Star Wars Explained or Star Wars fan, you have to do that. They got early access to it, so of course he was able to make a video.
Sure.
But he does a really good job breaking it down. I don't have it in front of me. I wish I did. He did a very good job breaking down the ships and everything else. But I didn't. I'm trying to look for the one you're talking about.
The TIE Reaper, they call it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never heard of that.
Oh, okay. let's see here.
TIE Reaper. I really
it's a
need
support,
to look this thing up.
yeah, starfighter with. And the thing is, a lot of these ships you'll see in like Rebels or something. You don't see in
right.
the
You
main
don't.
movies.
Yeah. Or they're
U-wing was in the movies, but yeah, I don't think I've ever seen this Reaper.
Yeah, it is a troop carrier, so that was a good call on that.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I'm trying to find like where has this thing been in media, and I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, like Death Squadron. Let's see.
There was apparently
was mobile fleets and. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, there was apparently one in Rogue One somewhere.
Gotcha.
There was one in Fallen Order somewhere. They've been in some of the comics.
I think that's where I saw it. Was Fallen Order.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've seen that ship before. I didn't know it was called the Reaper.
Yeah, the first time it was actually identified as the Reaper was actually in Galaxy of Heroes, which is the mobile game.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
That was the first time they called it. Its first appearance was in Rogue One, but apparently that was just like a, hey, this is a weird-looking thing.
Right. Huh.
But yeah, and it's been in some of the comics since.
Yeah.
So it's not one you see very often, but
yeah,
it was what deployed the troops in Rogue One.
Right. I knew it was some sort of troop deploying thingy.
Yeah, it's good call.
But yeah, but besides that, I had no idea. Okay. Yeah, the thing is the Rebel stuff is way more popular. We've seen way more of those ships.
Oh yeah.
The TIE fighters and stuff, they've had some differences. I imagine a lot of this is on the Star Wars Resistance show. There's also a lot of different kind of ships on that. Yeah, man. If you're into this part of Star Wars, anyone listening, I highly recommend Alphabet Squadron. That's what this is all about. Yeah, no, dude, I'm looking at the ships here. They look so cool.
Yeah, I'm super excited for this.
Yeah.
And they talked about the online modes. You know, the 5v5, which is just your standard dogfight. I know people are going to be bummed because it doesn't look like there's going to be just a giant, 30v30 free for all.
Yeah.
And I don't. But here's the thing: I don't hate that. I understand why.
Yeah.
I get it.
Right.
Because you're in space, and particles in space work very differently, and I'll bet it's taxing as hell, and there's no way they had enough time to put that together.
Well, 5v5 makes sense, but there's also probably 20 other ships flying around that are AI.
Sure, I imagine, yeah.
Yeah, you're going to have 5 actual pilots, but I'm sure everything else will be just... That's what they do in Battlefront.
Yeah.
Did you see the components loadouts that they had where, like, you can customize your ship?
Yeah. And there's so many parts. Holy hell.
Yes, which was really cool.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna love diving into that. I'm sure there'll be a meta where it's like you gotta make sure you gotta get this, you gotta get that, but this is what I want.
Right.
I don't think they could. I'm trying to think of if they could have done a better way with, like, the only thing that I think they could have done better is if they were like, there's more to it, if that makes sense. If they were like, hey, the campaign is 10 hours long, or so. If they were like, this is fully fledged. It does seem like I think it's priced correctly, $40.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm totally good with that.
But there's so much customizable stuff in this, which is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at all of it right now. The things you can customize, the supply droid. Ooh, I wonder if I bet you get to customize your R2 unit in the X-wing. You gotta customize your droid. Those Astro Tech, what do they call them? Astromech, that's it, yeah. I like the strategy where it's like, hey, here's a scenario where you have these ships, you have this ship, you gotta make sure your bombers do their job, you gotta make sure the fighters, the dog, that they do their job. I think that's so cool. You gotta work together, you gotta talk to each other.
Here's the thing. I don't online game, especially not if you have to be part of a team. Like, it's part of why I don't play, like, I've never played Apex. It's because it's like, it has to be 3 people. And I'm like, I don't like people.
Yeah.
I may get over that for this.
Right. Oh yeah.
I genuinely might.
Dude, I can't even imagine this in VR where you move the stick, you're flying upside down, you're going through, you're
I want it.
bombing the ship.
I want it.
It's so good. Oh my god. This is what VR was made for, man. Oh my god.
Let me
you're turning the throttle on the stick and it's vibrating and oh man, I can't wait.
I'll tell you what, this Oculus, I wonder, here's this may not be a thing, but I really wonder if Oculus can make the lenses in their headsets to my prescription.
Right? Right.
That would be a hell of a thing.
Yeah. Let's see here. Oculus Quest.
I'm looking, but I'm not, I don't.
Glasses spacer. Okay, it looks like there's an Oculus lens spacer for glasses.
Yeah, there you go. That's fair enough, I guess.
Yeah, can you wear glasses with Oculus Quest? And I guess this guy does a review with glasses on. It looks like you can.
Yeah, again, something like that depends. It depends on the size of your frames. I've got decent size frames, so I don't know. I'd have to measure them to see if they fit in.
Yeah. This is like a pair of sunglasses over it. I guess. I don't know. This guy seems like it's pretty legit on his face.
Yeah. I believe it. Sure.
Here's the thing. This is like the third or fourth generation VR, so I have to believe that they put all of that into consideration. Yeah, he's looking at it. It's like a pair of like straight up Ray-Bans can fit in there. So I have to imagine
maybe
if like a big pair of Ray-Bans that are thick can do it, glasses surely can do it.
Yeah, boy, that would be nice.
Yeah. Definitely look at it. Definitely don't buy anything like that until you.
Oh no, God, no! You have to, because return policy on that has got to suck.
Oh, I imagine there's zero.
Yeah.
I don't think you can return stuff like that right now.
At least especially not right now.
Like I know, like places like Walmart, all that. Nope, it's all no returns.
Yep.
On stuff you wear, I guess at least. And I guess this would technically count as that. Yeah, I got something the other day. They were like, by the way, there's no returns with this. And I was like, oh, that's cool. It's like $7 shirt. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw it away if I don't know, if it's not right or whatever. But, yeah, man, I'm excited. I can't wait for that. Now I got to save. Oh, man. But oh, well, I think it'll be worth it. If this doesn't do it for VR, I don't know what will. I'm looking at the Saber game where it's like an exercise where you the Beat Saber, it goes to the music.
Yeah.
That looks kind of cool.
There is a company called VR Lens Lab that will make lenses for VR with your prescription.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I wonder how much that costs.
$45.
$45?
Yeah.
That's not bad at all.
They're not that expensive. And I wonder if is it $45? It's probably $45 on the lens. If you get a prescription lens, we'll say for the Oculus, they only do it for certain types.
I guess if you have like a common prescription.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be part of it. Like, because you have to be able to, first off, you have to have your prescription, and it has to be.
Dude, that's kind of perfect, right?
Yeah. That would be really badass. Or simply add... Yeah, because your prescription... You can get... Okay, that's interesting. Prescription lenses, and then, lens shape. You can get... you can even get, Blue Guard coating on them.
Oh, okay, yeah, for games.
That's really neat. And then it has, here's where you fill in whatever you need for your prescription.
Mm-hmm.
And then it has, I would imagine, this is stuff I don't know, but I get, because you can go, if you have a prescription, you can go to wherever you get your glasses and just say, hey, I need a copy of my prescription.
Yeah.
And then fill this out. I wonder, God, I think mine would be a pain because I know, with my astigmatism, I know my lenses are a pain.
Yeah.
I don't know. God,
It looks like this is only on Oculus Rift S.
It's on Oculus Rift S. It's also on Oculus Quest. It's on HTC Vive.
Okay, there you go.
But that's it. They don't have They have Vive Pro, Vive Cosmos. They don't have ones for VR. They just have lens protectors for VR.
Gotcha. Okay.
But that's fair enough. But I don't know if that thing's gonna come out on, on whichever Oculus. I may really start looking into that.
Yeah, man. I'm definitely gonna get the Quest. The $400 one or whatever.
Yeah, because the Rift is like the premium high end.
Yeah, don't need that.
Yeah, no, I don't need to go that.
That's the thing is it's not advanced enough to, like, years down the road, it'll have enough content and it'll be way cheaper that it will be like, oh hey, $200 isn't bad.
Yeah.
So yeah, to get everything like the Quest where you literally don't need a computer, that's perfect. That's what most people I think would be like, hey, I don't have to plug this thing into a computer and I can play a lot of these games. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. This alone, plus you buy like the stick, the $80 stick and pedal thing, it's a no-brainer. You could get lost in this game, I imagine, for hours.
Oh yeah. Oh no,
yeah, just flying around and shooting stuff, and even if you die a million times, it's to hear the sounds, to get the bobbleheads, to hear the music in the background. Man, this is like every kid's dream, right?
You would think, right? Like it sure as hell would be mine.
Yep. At least this is the kind of game I imagined VR games would be just made for. So, and the thing is, I had the PlayStation 1. It was a ton of fun. I loved it, but I don't know. I guess at the time I was moving, I was like, I could use the money. I don't play it as much as I thought I would, but this wasn't out for it. They had like the very small Battlefront, like 20-minute companion game, which wasn't
nothing. Yeah.
Right. This is like a full-fledged game. So, yeah, and like I said, I remember playing the tank game, and I was like, this is the perfect kind of game where you're sitting in a console. You're stationary, but you're moving the thing you're in, and you can look over and you can see all the other ships. You can see all the other people playing. That's exactly what this is going to be. I'm sold.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, I'm in. I'm really, like, I'm serious. I may look at this. I may find a way to consider this for sure.
Yeah, save up, man.
Yeah.
I think I figured out a way I'm going to do it, but I'm not going to say it on the podcast.
Fair enough.
Yeah. But...
And then EA kind of went out with a whimper after that. They were like, here's a little promotional package saying we have Madden and FIFA. It's like, yeah, we knew that. Okay, cool. That was that.
Yep.
And then they did a thing of like, and also our studios are making games for next gen consoles. It's like, yeah, I sure hope so. It was just duh. And then the Skate team came out and was like, we're making a new Skate game. It's like, okay, what else are you gonna say? That's it. Good night. It's like, oh wait, that was literally the note you're going out on.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
It was awkward. It was cringy. It was like 50-year-old men talking like skateboarders, I guess, in their teenage years.
Yeah.
It was just like, okay, you have nothing to show. We just know you're making Skate. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. It was weird.
It was.
Yeah. So, yeah, man. It was kind of a, like I said, all the Star Wars stuff I loved. Everything else was like, oh, that's cool. This is everything I thought they were working on.
Yeah. But, like, no new Battlefield news, no Mass Effect news, no Dragon Age news, like, nothing. Like, if I get it, what they did with Star Wars was awesome, but, like, everything else was just kind of meh.
Mm-hmm.
There was nothing really exciting about anything else.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So anyway, that was it. That was
EA, yeah.
Big show. So I think that pretty much sums it up. I mean, that's all the news this week, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
But we'll definitely be back next week. I guess we'll find out some Pokemon news.
Right.
And
yeah, that'd be cool.
We'll talk about your Skyrim next week. Is there anything you're gonna be reading or watching or anything anytime between now and then?
I started reading the first book in the Earthsea series, actually.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember what it was called. I don't remember the title. A Wizard of Earthsea. Duh, I knew that. and I don't know, a couple chapters in, and it's really freaking good.
Yeah.
It's that kind of where everything's just kind of clipping along. You get little details that help flesh everything out, but it's not tremendously in depth, but it also doesn't just gloss over everything.
Right.
It's a nice fine balance, and I really like it.
Cool. I finished season 2 of Avatar.
Nice.
It was amazing. I like how they opened up with season 3, with where he's at, and he's like, "Oh, I got a full head, or I got hair."
I got hair.
Yeah. So.
What do you mean I have hair?
Yeah, I love all the stuff they set up. It is so much bigger and grander than I thought it was going to be. And it's something, man. Like I said, every time I watch it now, I have to think of the similarities between Star Wars and this, and Kylo Ren, and all the stuff with the Fire Kingdom.
Absolutely fair, totally.
And how disappointed his uncle. I'm just like, this is. There's so many similarities, but I love it.
But I love that Iroh doesn't judge him.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah,
it's so good.
It works. It works.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm only on like the first or second episode of the third season. I think there's 4?
No, there's just 3.
There's just 3? Oh,
okay. There's just 3 seasons.
Oh, okay. Then it goes into Korra, I guess.
Yeah, and Korra has 4 seasons.
Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha.
I think there's just 3. Yeah, because there's no air. He has because he already has air. It's book 1 is water, book 2 is earth, book 3 is fire.
Okay, gotcha. That makes sense.
Yeah, and Korra's is different. Korra's is like book 1 is air, book 2 is spirit, something else.
Okay. Yeah, book 3 is change, and then book 4 is balance.
That's it. There you go.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I'd definitely be checking out this, and I'll jump right onto Legend of Korra. Is Legend of Korra on Netflix
Legend of Korra is not on Netflix. I don't know.
So I'll get that on Amazon.
Yeah.
No problem.
I'm not sure. Like, I don't think it's streaming anywhere.
No, I'll just buy it on Amazon. Not a problem.
But it's, Korra is so good. You can definitely tell they were like, look, this is for the kids who grew up on Avatar, so they're going to be a little bit older now.
Yeah.
And it's great. Like, Avatar is a kid's show. Korra is an adolescent's show. There's no doubt. Right.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I'm looking at it. It looks like they definitely improved the animation and everything on it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's on CBS All Access.
Oh, there you go.
If anybody has that, it is streaming.
Hey, I'll get that. It's like $5, right?
There you go.
I'll do that for a month. Perfect.
But yeah, awesome. It looks like it's on there too. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
But now, that's right, because CBS is Viacom and Viacom owns Nickelodeon. So okay, yeah, I get it.
Yeah. Cool.
Neat, fun stuff. But
yeah,
looking forward to hearing when you get done with Avatar, because it's it's so good. God, it's so good.
It's good stuff, man. I wish I watched it when I was younger, but
but the way it ramps up towards the end, it's so great.
I was such a dumb kid. I think I looked at it and was like, "That's no Dragon Ball Z." I'm past that. I think I was stupid. But
I'm telling you, and you met the bear. You met Bosco.
Yeah.
That was because I told you, I was like, that was how my buddy got me into it. He's like, everything is something weird. Like you have like penguin ducks and whatever and all that kind of stuff, and then there's just a bear. And everybody is so enamored with the fact that it's just a bear.
Right. They're like, what, is a bear duck? No. Is it a bear fish? No. It's just a bear.
It's just a bear. And he's like, that's weird.
Right. You're right.
Sokka, I hate the days I wake up like Sokka. Like, if I wake up and I'm like, this is going to be a Sokka day, it's like, this is just going to be bad.
Right,
it's going to be one of those days.
Yep. It's really good, though. I'm really enjoying it. It's definitely something to be like, hey, I need to put the world away for a minute, because it's wild and crazy and nuts. It's definitely a relaxing show. But yeah, I'm looking forward to finishing that off and then jumping into Legend of Korra, and then probably in a year or two watch the live action, which should be cool because it sounds like they're doing everything right with it. So, but yeah, so I think that's it. I don't think we have any other news this week. You can listen to us on iTunes, Android, any of the podcast apps, Spotify, YouTube, We Geek Podcast, Twitter at We Geek Podcast, at DLoganWitt, at Adam Estep. Send us an email at wegeekpodcast@gmail.com, and we'll be back next week. Captain.